so much for coming back to another episode of Phoenix Shield D&D, whatever you want to call it. We're just gonna jump into it this time with a new intro for your liking. So we will play the intro and we'll be back.
Try stopping it, but we will never fall and never cave until we reach the top again. The signal's up, the flag is down, raising from the ashes. Now the heroes of old have come and gone. Our new team's here, so bring it on. So make a stand, make a plan. If it fails, we'll rise again. We'll never stop, even if the ones we trust ain't feeling it. Yeah, we got pride, but we won't fall. The league and us will stand up tall. Heroes come and heroes fall, but Phoenix Shield will give it all. Never looking back again. When did enemies become my friends? Memories can help me win. So find out when we will rise again.
A little bit more on the nose.
Yeah. You could be a mutated shark, like King Shark's cousin who, didn't want to be a king or, a shark. So he became a card.
All right. So
The skinnier brother.
tonight we only have a handful of you guys, which isn't all that bad. Actually makes it a little bit easier on the story to go that route. But
Yeah.
let me get
It'll be okay.
who am I missing? Nope.
Jordanian and the Byron.
Okay, that one's gone. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure that they're not in the stream, but for some weird reason, okay, that's there. So don't. Aha, found it. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then that one, right? Nope, not that one. That one. Okay, I've got that fixed. All right, let's jump into it. So, last time, you made a deal with Aldra, and you were dropped 6 levels to go home. Pretty much, each of you gave him 6 levels, including your paladin level. And when that happened, he became younger, but you all went home. Then when you got back, you saw Tarlin was changed into a paladin. I think it's Asimir, or something like that. He was banished to Gotham and turned into that paladin because he's a terrible human being, and the gods were pissed at him and said that he needed to figure his crap out before he can go back to normal. Bridge became the guardian of the Light Void. You guys witnessed him kind of seizure out with that. And then you were, after some personal conversations, you were told by Jason Red Hood you need to infiltrate this gang called Black Mask because you've been hired by Rupert Thorne as a double agent, but technically you guys are triple agents, to go in, infiltrate them, figure out what they're doing. And you made your way in. You accepted the challenge. You all have these tattoos. House, you are using a card to allow you to look younger. And you guys have accepted the opportunity to kill the bat. Well, get the head of the bat, not kill the bat. With that being said, You guys are currently being escorted out of the GCPD building by Solomon and Towels. One is ahead of you, which would be Towels. One is behind you, which is Solomon. And you also have Lucy with you. That is something that the leader said, that Lucy needed to go with you. So you guys are being walked out single-filely to the doors. That being said, when you get to the doors, Solomon says, one more thing. As a precaution, we're going to keep 2 of you as liability, just in case you don't follow through with what the orders have been. So,
hey, isn't that just convenient for us?
So he grabs Max and he says, "All right, pretty boy, you stay with me, and grab the other pretty boy Towels. The rest of you hit the road, and we'll contact you when we're ready." So they keep Max and they keep Tarlin. So.
Oh, those 2 pretty boys. Okay. Heart stopped for a second there.
So you get in the van. And Bridge is driving, since he was the one who drove there. When that happens, Harmony, Lucy kind of sits really, really, really close to you, sort of uncomfortably. I want you to roll for comfortability. So
Okay.
Just roll a d20 for me.
She knows I was going to stab her when she got close.
Oh, wow. It's a 19.
Oh, okay. Well, you're trying to be polite and nice about it, so you it's a little uncomfortable, but you're like, oh, okay, hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you. She says, I really, really, really like your eyes so much.
Yeah, not a lot of people say that. Why would you say that, Lucy?
I don't know. There's just something about being some sort of symbolism to having 2 different eye colors, like having 2 sides to a coin, or maybe 2 parts to yourself that you didn't know that you had.
It's fair. I never looked at it that way. Thank you. Not a lot of people, like I said, tend to notice that, so they kind of overlook that. So.
And she says, you look just like your mother. That is just so precious to me. I want Serena, roll perception with disadvantage, and then Jeremy and Wyatt roll perception regularly.
Oh, that one's
I just deleted 150 pictures from my album.
Oh no!
Okay.
17.
Okay.
While that's loading up, I'll use my original dice. 18.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, so you both realize that she's like
I
Harmony.
got a 9.
Harmony. Well, okay, you realize that she's got one like hand like on your like leg, and then but you 2 realize that she's got a hand behind Harmony's back. But she also notices that you 2 are looking at her, and she kind of like stares at you with like these daggers coming out of her eyes.
So I want to just kind of chime in. It's like, so Lucy was it?
Yes.
That's a really interesting name. Really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, how you knew about us.
We don't know that yet.
You don't know that yet.
You don't know that.
Oh. Well,
The only thing that we
she's
know is
mentioning,
that she...
we're hearing her talk about how she knows that Harmony is Harley Quinn's daughter.
She just said you look like your mom. She didn't say who she was.
Oh.
She told
Well, how does she know who her mom is?
Everyone knows who my mom is.
We don't know that Lucy knew.
No, everybody
So that's what I'm
knows.
asking.
No, everybody knows that. Like, out of game context, I have been bullied as a kid because I look like my mother, which is why it's a problem. So everybody
Well,
knows
no.
I'm
What I'm saying
Harmony's
is
daughter.
we were incognito, so
Yeah, that's a good
it
point.
Yeah.
it's jarring to
No.
Davy that she mentions that you look like your mom,
Yeah,
since she shouldn't
but
know anything
if
about
you
us.
remember, if you remember, I asked Jason yesterday, and I don't think Davey heard it. I asked Jason yesterday, do I need to wear a wig and change contacts? He said no. As long as you don't mention your name, if you're a Grayson or a Wayne, you're fine.
Yeah.
He told me not to say anything.
Well, I'm
He
just
told me
going to
not to
mention.
change anything.
I'm going to comment on the fact that she seemingly knows who your mom
Mention
is,
your
which
mother.
when she shouldn't.
Yeah.
But again, everybody knows who my mom is.
Well,
Like,
anyways,
But
to go on that, she says, "Well, I know who all of you are."
How?
House looks up from like messing with his fingernails, and he's like, oh, "God, Bridge, stop the train, stop the van."
Everybody, roll a dex saving throw.
dadgummit.
Then I will roll for Matthew, Lucy, and
Ooh,
Bridge.
28.
Okay.
Ooh.
I got a 15.
14.
Oh,
Okay.
nat 20, so 22.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, wait, no, I got a 14, sorry. 14.
So that is okay. All right, so Lucy's fine, Bridge is fine, but Matthew's not paying attention. Ends up hitting the windshield.
Oh,
Oh
God.
God!
He got a 1.
Oh no!
So he said, "What's wrong? Like, why are we stopping?"
Okay, so first of all, Incognito over here, she already knows what we're or who we are.
Oh,
Doesn't that go exactly against what we're doing here?
she says, "Don't worry. I already told Harmony. I know who you guys are. I won't tell a soul. I promise. That
How
is
do we know that?
that is why I'm here. They were gonna send Solomon with you, but I convinced him to send me because I am here to protect Harmony. And in protecting Harmony, I will protect all of you. I promise."
By the way, you keep saying protect. Well, what's that? Why are you getting so close to her?
Yeah,
I
that's kind of too close for comfort.
Like even for me, and I don't even have any stakes in this.
I am just a fan of her mother. That is all. And so I thought we could be friends. I'm sorry if it is bothering you and you, but Harmony seems to not have a problem with it.
Well,
I don't know.
Harmony,
You asked her?
if you trust the girl and you like her, then go for it. I just want to know that we're all on the same page.
But I do know you, Davey.
Yeah.
I know that you have kinetic powers, and you were hit by a bus, and you were adopted by Cyborg. House,
How do you know that?
I have my resources. House,
Davey,
Google.
how about we don't talk about this in the car? Because Matthew definitely hit his head, and so we want to make sure he gets home. So how about we nix this conversation and we just go home? Yeah?
Should we be
All
taking
good?
her home? I mean,
She obviously
let me
knows
guess,
who
she
we
already
are,
knows where we
Davey.
live. Yeah, that's true.
I don't see no problem with it. Worst case scenario is she leads a group of individuals of indeterminable
Can
motivation back to
can I see if I
the place
can
where
like
they live.
can I see if
And
I
then
can
we beat 'em up.
sense if she's on the up and up?
what are you trying to like see about specifically?
Like if she's telling the truth about not wanting to do us any harm.
Yeah, roll insight.
21.
Everything she has
It's
said
tiny,
has
man.
been honest.
And I just look back and I'm like, all right, we'll trust you for now.
Okay.
Because we have more pressing matters to attend to, obviously. And I corral Matthew and try to make sure he's okay.
Matthew. So the way the van is, Matthew is in the front seat. Bridge is driving. So you're probably like
okay.
right behind Matthew then.
Yeah.
I would imagine the girls are probably in the back, and then you guys are in the middle, and then those two are in the. So
Yeah.
you keep on keep on driving. However, she says, "All right, look. If my word isn't enough, I will offer a blood oath."
What do you
what?
wait? Oh wait, what do you mean by a blood oath? You're not gonna sacrifice a virgin for us, are
No,
you?
no, that's barbaric. No, a blood oath is something we do in the gang. If we need to prove ourselves, we tend to basically give our blood, sign it on a piece of paper, and that is a binding contract.
That's like a devil's contract, sweetie.
I know.
I don't think that yeah, no, that won't be needed.
Okay. I'm just saying, I'm willing to prove myself.
I can sense that you don't mean us any harm, so
Okay, so she continues to kind of like caress Harmony. Serena, roll another comfortability roll.
I got a 5.
Oh,
It's getting a little more and more awkward for sure. She's starting to like rub your back and kind of like moving her hand a little bit to your inner thigh.
oh God, no! Leave her alone. Oh,
So I say,
she might not mean us any harm, but she definitely means something.
Yeah.
so I kind of
Gonna mean
like,
something.
since I'm in the back, I'm like, I kind of squish her hand, not in a mean way, but kind of like squish her hand on my back.
Yeah.
And I kind of like politely grab her hand, like as it's heading towards my thigh, and I'm like, "So Lucy," and I hold on to it while it's there, so at least my hand is there. I said, "So I want to ask you about the devil's contract. So that's something you guys do in the gang?"
Yeah. Basically, so our leader, we call him Devil. We don't really, no one knows his name, but he's that man who spoke like a pastor. He's very, very, very loving to all of us. But whenever he feels we're getting out of hand, he makes us sign a blood oath, saying that we won't go against him. Luckily, I've never had to do it, but Solomon has.
Why has Solomon had to? What has he done?
Solomon was a very difficult foster. I'll put it that way. He didn't like what Devil was doing, and so he would act out. And after about 3 or 4 times of being disciplined, he finally had to sign a blood oath. And ever since then, he's been a right-hand gentleman. And if you break the blood oath, it leads to death.
Okay. So he called you, so Devil, he called you his daughter. So, but the way you're talking, it sounds like, are you not biologically his daughter, or?
Oh, no. I don't know my parents. I was a foster kid, like many of us, and I ran away from my foster home, and Devil, he found me on in an alleyway and took me in. He became like a father to me. So when he calls us his children, what was that?
I was in a trash can. He threw away a Danish, and I was like, "Thank you." He's like, "Oh, good God."
Oh, she says, he takes us all in, and we are all his children. And now once you bring him the head of the bat, you will be his children as well.
So about that, what do you know about us? How are we supposed to exactly kill Batman and bring the head to him?
You guys are so barbaric. I love it. You don't kill Batman. You take his mask, silly.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't always think ahead like that.
No, this was.
I lean into Wyatt and go, "This girl's lost it."
But I look back over at you and I go, "Hey, I can make this a lot easier." And I open up my my pinstripe suit, and I have one of the cards look like the Bat Mask, and I'm like, oh yeah, we could probably just turn around right now. No, just kidding. And put it back.
Oh. She says Devil is a mask collector, and one he's always wanted to get his hands on is Batman's mask. So, with that being said, all you have to do.
You know, you could probably go buy one, right?
No. He's a very authentic collector. He likes
yes.
used property, real property. He knows his things. And I know who all of you are. I know where you live. And I know where we're headed. I know you can get that cow. So, we're going to do what they say. We're going to wait it out. And when they call me, that's when you go to the cave and you grab the cow. And we're going to make up a story of how you snuck in to the Bat Cave, took the cow without him knowing. And that's it. Does that sound good? What house?
Other than the part where if we say that we snuck into the Bat Cave, then he'll ask us, where's the Bat Cave? And then we'll have to lead him to the Bat Cave.
Do you really think he cares where it's at?
If he wants the man's mask, yes.
You literally have no idea who you're dealing with. Let me guess, you got your orders from what, Red Hood? The dumbest of all the Robins?
He was the only Robin there. Get it right.
So I look at Lucy and
He's
say,
technically
so
not a Robin anymore.
About that, Uncle Jay is a bit temperamental, so if you can, I know you're super charming and you're super sweet, but I want to explain to Uncle Jay that you're going to be staying with us for a little bit, okay?
Okay. That's fine. However, I just want you to be aware that, well, never mind.
So back to this, you never really answered.
I want to lean into her and secretly tell her, do you want to tell me later?
Maybe. So go ahead, Jeremy, what was that?
Yeah. I was like, you never really explained how you knew about us. Like, for instance, how did you know about my accident? Because
here's the thing.
That's not really common knowledge.
Davey, here's the thing. I am obsessed with Harley Quinn. Anything that has to do with her. And you all are connected to her, whether being her child, or dating her child, or being her other child, or dating her other child, or being the brother of the one who's dating her other child. I know all about it. What'd you say?
What? Nothing.
So, okay. So you know a lot about us. Cool. And what is your goal?
My goal?
Then. Yeah. What do you get out of this besides?
I get the chance to get close to the closest person to Harley Quinn, even if I don't get to meet her. And for me, that is worth everything. That's all I get for it.
Yeah, it seems.
Look, you can question it all you want to. I've told you the truth. My book is open. So you can either take my help or you can deal with Devil and Solomon, and they have your friends back there at the GCPD. They could just go ahead and off them if they wanted to. But
one, Max can take care of himself. I don't give a crap about Tarlin. But
Davey,
also,
let's be nice to our other teammates, okay?
All I'm saying is, at this moment, Tarlin seems to also be able to take care of himself if push came to shove. And Solomon and the other weird guy who's giving me weird looks, or the devil guy, they don't seem too tough.
Psst, psst. Bridge.
Yes?
What?
Oh.
Bridge.
What?
Could we stop at McDonald's? Interrupt them, but I'm hungry.
It reminds me of that Vine from our other campaign where he's like, if you don't get your act together, you're going to end up at McDonald's. So if I don't.
We're going to McDonald's?
But here's the thing, Lucy. It just seems like maybe you're a little too obsessed.
That is my business. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but how do we know?
Hey, Davey, how about we treat Lucy with respect and
I'm totally respectful. You know me. I'm always respectful to the ladies.
Right.
I don't
So
mean-
remember the conversation we had yesterday about not crossing that line? That's this line right now. Don't cross this line with Miss Lucy. She is very
Oh
helpful.
yeah, I forgot. Matthew didn't know that I did that. So he just heard you say that. So oops. Oh. So when you say
Bails out
that,
of vehicle.
when you say that, I
Oh.
kind of look at Matthew and kind of give him like a kind of a shrug look, like sorry kind of look. And then I turn back and was like, yes, you're right. Lucy, I do apologize for any unkind words I might have said. We're happy to have you aboard. It'll be great. And I kind of just sit back and like in silence.
Hold on real quick.
Irritating.
2 questions. Who wants chicken nuggets and who has money for chicken nuggets?
Well, I feel like we all have money, but none of us want the cheeky nuggies, so.
All right, hold on.
They got the nice ones back.
Hold on real quick.
This is the only time that we don't eat
I
mixed
want
fruit from Robin.
a 6-piece nugget, but take 2 of them and throw them away. I'm trying to watch my figure.
Then why don't you get a
I
4-piece
will
Happy
throat
Meal?
chop you.
Because it's complicated. No, that's a reference to an ECD sketch
Mystery.
where he's ordering a lot of stuff because Jack Black's claiming that he's trying to watch his figure. So he wants a small seasoned curly and he wants a 6-piece nugget. Oh, because at the place he wants a 4-piece nugget and they only sell 6-piece. So he goes, I want a 6-piece nugget, but throw 2 of them away so he can have a 4-piece because he's trying to watch his figure.
All right.
Interesting.
Sorry about that. I got a phone call.
All right.
It was weird. All right.
Oh, geez.
Anyway, so let me. I need to look at one thing real quick. I'll do that one. Okay. What was the last thing that was said? I do apologize.
Davey
Who
was
has money for
apologizing.
nuggets?
Oh.
That too.
So Bridge goes, hey, House, the problem is there's only a Taco Bell nearby.
Oh, God, no. Have you seen how their meat is made? Ugh.
I mean, they have that new create your own, cravings box.
Yeah, I bet the employees would really like it if we all ordered one of those.
I would like to put a chicken quesadilla with a nachos Bel Grande with cinnamon twist.
Can I get one of those chewy, flaky chalupas? Not the regular chalupas. A chewy, flaky one.
Oh my god, that was perfect.
All right, so I'll figure out the rest of this as we go along. So she said it's fine, Davey. Whatever. and she again goes back to just kind of like being with Harmony. Um, Bridget's like,
Oh shit! I cut out again. Why am I always cutting out?
"You cut out."
I'm back there.
Okay.
Yeah, I cut. It was right when you said I'll be back. I have to check on something, and then that's the last thing I heard.
All we learned was there's no McDonald's, only Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Bridget's like, "Do you want me to stop still? I mean, it's right here."
well, someone else wants something, I guess.
Yeah, I need 3 taco party packs. No lettuce. All soft tacos.
Snaps your
Nick,
neck.
that's 4.
It's like, sorry.
This is Serena's order, by the way. She's that person who's like no lettuce on the taco.
Yeah.
I
hate
don't
it.
know
know
what
that on
tacos
the tacos
perfect.
either.
That's great because then we don't have to put lettuce on your taco.
You would hate Serena's mom because she always gets a number 5 with extra cheese, extra tomato, extra sour cream, and no lettuce on the
Oh.
taco.
And they always get it
They
wrong.
always get it wrong. And then 3 extra taco supremes on top of that. No lettuce.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a few items. Now, if that was in
Yeah.
like conjunction with like 6 other things, then there would be a problem.
That's
there.
how that goes every time. Because it's
Yeah.
her food and then it's our food. And yeah.
Jeez.
Oof.
Good stuff.
Yep. So
Just munching on tacos.
to continue, you guys make your way back to the manor. When you get inside, you notice that there is no Jason. He's gone. He's left a note, and the note says, "Dear losers, I got bored waiting for you to get back. I went to go see Starfire for a little bit. I'll see you guys when I see you. Hopefully, y'all are
Wait.
alive."
Him and Starfire. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's in the
They're
comics.
dating.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I forgot. I was confused.
Oh, you're good. So what do you guys do?
I'm gonna show Lucy around. And is Alfred awake by any chance?
Alfred is away with Bruce right now.
Oh. Would I'm gonna show her through the house.
Okay.
And I want to see if there's an extra room, if she wants to bunk there, or if she's comfortable and would prefer bunking with me in my room.
She says, actually, I'm a little bit afraid to sleep by myself.
Yeah.
So
Bet you are.
if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind bunking with you if it's not too much of an opposition.
I said, no, not at all. My bed is pretty big, so we can share. It's not like bunk beds, but we can share my bed if that's okay.
And she's like, okay.
God, you just open up the door. That's a gateway. The gateway drug.
Bridge follows you as well. He's kind of keeping assistance from her. While that tour is going on, what do what do House and Davey do?
Max is probably, watching a sweaty child breathe heavy.
Look.
Wait,
Oh man.
well,
Oh wow.
Hey, Davey,
yes.
have you been working on your running skills?
My skills.
Yeah, you're
why?
running. Oh, no reason. Just wallops him in the shoulder and runs away.
Oh my god.
And
Go ahead.
I'm like, what are you doing? What was that?
I'm already
for?
gone, brother.
I'm already gone.
And I just start kind of chuckling to myself. It's like, you know, it's like, what the hell is going on with that guy?
I'm 14.
And
Oh, my God.
I turn to I turn to Matthew and go, man, that was kind of a weird thing. Or how you doing?
I'm
Well.
fine. He's got like a bag of vegetables on his head. He's like, I'm fine. House, real quick. You as you're running, you start to change back into yourself. So you get a little bit taller, and the card resets. So you hear a doot 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 doot, doot, and then you go back to normal, and it stops.
How should roll for damage on his hand, punching Davy's
No.
immense shoulder? Like he hurt himself because Davy's so buff.
Yeah, okay. Big man on campus.
Oh, man.
Well, I am like
Now that I'm back to
6'4",
normal.
250 pounds, so.
I looked at what the what? How old are you again?
18? I'm a monster.
Well, he's a tank.
The accident allowed the kinetic energy absorption to make me a giant.
Yeah, he's huge.
No, I thought that you were like 15.
No. No.
I'm 18.
Youngest on the team are the twins.
He's older than Oswald by like several years, by 4 years.
Alright. Well,
Now
that I've came back
I wouldn't
to
think so.
being adult self, though.
yeah, you became back. You're the older one.
Yeah.
I want to show
real quick
Lucy
question.
my room.
Hold on, what now?
To me? Or Harmony?
Serena, I didn't hear her.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I was gonna show Lucy my room, and I'm guessing we're in like the gang initiation clothes, right?
Yes.
I was gonna show her my room, and then ask her. I'm like, cause we're about the same size, right?
Yes. Yeah, you guys are very like close to being identical.
So I look at her and I say, so I don't have much. I said, but I have a few shirts and sweatpants if you want to, get out of your clothes. I have to make a phone call, and I'm like, to my mom, if that's okay. Just something I gotta let her know about, and if you're okay to stay right here, I'll be right back.
Sure. I mean, I've got Bridge here to keep me company, I guess.
But
Oh.
I'm like, Bridge will respect your privacy, I promise. So I'll leave you to it,
So
and I'm gonna make a phone call to my mom.
So while you're making that phone call, you leave out of earshot of the room. Before Bridge walks out, she grabs Bridge by the hand and she says, "Look here, you damn traitor." She says, "You're not going to get in my way. None of you are going to get in my way. I've got plans in this house."
I knew we shouldn't have brought her into the house.
And whenever she says that, her hand lights up like magic energy. And she says,
Oh, no.
"I can mute you if I have to. Now, will you be a good boy and comply?" And Bridge says, "I don't know what you're talking about, but I will not comply with some crazy." And she says, "Fine." And she cast, where's it at?
No, don't do it.
She got pee-poo poo-poo.
She cast deafness on Bridge.
Oh, dear Lord.
So with him being deaf, he has a... I'm also going to switch that up to where it's mute. So he's mute for about an hour. So
For about an hour?
yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Oh,
she says, "Now if you'll leave, I'm going to change." And so he leaves the room, and he tries to go find you. And she gets changed. Now, you need to have that conversation with your mom, you can have that conversation.
I do want to try to call my mom. If she answers, I'll talk to her.
Okay. Let me see.
You're the DM, so you choose if she answers or not.
She does not.
Okay. I leave her a voicemail and I say, "Hey, Mom, it's me. I have a question for you." And I ask her, "Did you ever have any like fans?" That sounds like a weird question, but Uncle Jay is gone, and I just need my mom. So whenever you get a chance, either please come home, please, or call me back. I would rather you come home, but I'll talk to you later, I guess. And I hang up.
Okay.
I am gonna go back to my bedroom so that way I can also change too.
So as you head back, you see Bridge, and he kind of comes up to you and he starts giving you sign language, trying to like say, "Hey, like don't go in there." I'm gonna roll performance, but I need you to roll.
Understanding.
Understanding.
Let's go with
Perception?
no. Arcane is magic. Let's. I'm gonna roll performance. You go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw. We'll go that way.
How much?
No, definitely.
Ew, it's an 8.
Ooh.
He got an 8 as well. So, roll one more time for me.
Oh, day.
Okay.
Ooh. 19. No. Oh, wait. Hold on. Nope. Nope. Yep. 19.
Okay.
Yep.
He got a 16. So his performance is okay, to where you can kind of pick it out, and he's telling you that that don't go in there. Like that's really all you can pick up from it, and you kind of take that as, oh, she's still changing. Don't go in there, and you just kind of like walk by Bridge, and you make your way to the room.
Oh. So I'm like, I kind of like knock on the door, but then I open it because it's my room, and I'm like, "Hey, it's just me. I didn't want you to think like it was Bridge barging in on you or anything."
She says, "Oh no, it's fine. He is so sweet. You know that. You're very lucky to have him." But Harmony, I wanted to talk to you by yourself, if you don't mind.
Sure. If you're okay with, I get changed real quick, but yeah.
Sure. I won't peek, I promise.
I'm like, we're both girls. It's fine. So I'm like, I go to my dresser and I pick out some like really cute, comfy sleeping coats and I get all cozy in them.
Oh no! Don't get the cute ones. That's really cute.
So while you're getting ready, she talks to you, and she says, "So, tell me a little bit more about why. Like, do you know why your parents got together?"
From what I get sometimes when I talk to them, it's just more of my dad really appreciated her and my mom really wanted to change and he was the person who wanted to help her. So it's a struggle love story, if that makes sense, and both of them are so much more happier for it.
No,
Why?
that's fair. No, I was just curious. That's the one thing I don't know is why she married Dick Grayson when she clearly was. You know what? Never mind. Do you ever feel that maybe your team is holding you back?
What do you mean?
Like maybe their ideals are holding you back to something greater, something you could be.
Well, weird question back at you. What do you think I could be?
All I will say is something better than this. better than this house, this family. Be your own person. Find your own way.
Hakuna, your own
Well,
toss.
it's been a little bit of a struggle. I mean, I guess you could say that. I wouldn't necessarily say they've held me back, but like Harmony just kind of blows it off. But she's like, "Well, like me and Matthew, we fight all the time." So
Oh yeah, Matthew. I can sense from Matthew he's a bit of a little a-hole. I do apologize for that, but he kind of gives off that vibe.
A little what? You kind of cut out.
A-hole.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be honest, we're kind of assholes to each other. So, I mean, we both hit below the belt. So, and we fist fight all the time. So there's not a week that doesn't go by where we don't at least fight some kind of way. Why?
No reason at all. No reason. I'm going to head to bed early. It's been a long night for me, and the night's not over yet. So I'm gonna go to bed. And so
Okay,
she gets in the bed.
I tell her, I'm like, I'm gonna go down and grab something to eat. So I'll be up in a little bit. Do you want anything, like a glass of water or anything?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Hmm. So I'll be back in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
And so I leave and I shut my door politely.
Okay.
Um,
What are the rest of you doing?
yeah. Well, I was still in the conversation with Matthew. Real quick before I continue, did Matthew have any reaction to Harmony's comment about me crossing the line?
No, he was too focused on
Okay,
his
so
head.
okay, I gotcha. So then, yeah, I'll kind of and so I'm just checking on him, and I'm like, are you sure everything's okay? You seem like that tattoo didn't really go well.
No,
And
no.
you seemed kind of irritated about something.
When did I seem irritated?
I don't know, like not irritated, but like you were like trying. It was when that weird the little guy. He was like
Oh,
I don't know. He was looking at me really weird, and you were I don't know.
it was more the fact he kept staring at you, and I know I look good, but I just don't like it when other people stare at things that are mine. I'm not saying your property,
Okay.
but it bothered me.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm just
Yeah, your
like
property.
I'm just I'm trying to I'm just trying to understand. I just want to be, upfront and like make sure that you're doing okay. Because I will never I never want to make you feel uncomfortable. I know or at least I'm trying to get to that point. I know I've kind of, was making you feel that way for a little bit, and I'm trying to be better, be more mindful of your feelings and and be there to support you with whatever problems you might be having.
I appreciate that. And he goes in to give Davy a kiss, and he says, "I'm really happy that I have you, and I'm really happy that we had that time back in the Waterdeep."
Yeah, I'm really happy about it too, even though we had to deal with all that weirdness, but that I think I don't know in some strange way maybe it's what we needed
Maybe,
or something.
possibly. And he says, "Well, if you're ready, I'm gonna head to bed."
Yeah, I'm not really tired. I'll probably head up to bed later.
Okay.
I have I don't know. There's something off, and I don't know really know how to place it. Um,
That's fair.
like, did you get a real quick? Did you get a sense of anything with that Lucy girl?
She was a little bit handsy and a
Yeah,
little bit like
that was
against.
uncomfortable.
I felt like she was either against men or something against us, but I don't know. I mean, she's
Yeah,
from a
like I couldn't sense anything else. It seemed like she was telling the truth about what she was saying, but well, I
uh,
mean, we've been deceived before by um.
right. I I don't know. We'll
I
just
think maybe perhaps should like keep an eye on it because
right.
again she's like Harmony's your sister, and I know you guys fight, uh, but she's still family, and
Right.
I won't. I promise that if I can help it, nothing will come to harm her.
I appreciate that, baby. But we'll just keep an eye on this Lucy girl, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
And he
I mean, who knows? If anything, it's just another crazy villain that we have to defeat, which we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
and he hugs you goodnight, and he goes to his room.
Tim?
He
Uh,
goes, and I catch him.
yes, in a second.
That's fine.
House.
I was gonna catch him on the stairs.
House, where did you go? Did you go to your room, or where'd you go?
Well, whenever I go back to being an adult, I kind of do the old man, like, oh god, being a teenager sucks. And then I go to do a like a sweep of the rooms to make sure everybody's doing it, since I wasn't like thinking clearly this whole time.
Okay. So the ones who are there, you see Lucy's in Harmony's room. You see Harmony is making her way down, and she is talking to Matthew. Bridge is very quiet, and he's in his own room. And Davy, of course, is down, probably in like the living area. So after that,
Oh,
go ahead.
I was just gonna like check up on all of them and like give a maybe a good passing. Hey guys, so we've been through a little bit. Is everyone all right?
Okay.
Kind of give everyone the chance.
As you're making your rounds on doing that, you do walk by your bedroom, and you see that the door is open. Um, do you choose to investigate it?
Oh no.
Have I already seen everybody else in the area?
So where you're at in the area, it would be Bridge, Lucy, and then the brother and sister.
Have I already like checked up on everybody though?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if this is who I think it is, they should expect this because I mean, you live in Wayne Manor. What else do you expect? But I like to throw one of my flashbang cards around the corner of the door and then kick it down.
Okay. So you do that, and the door falls down. Before I tell you who it is, who do you think it is?
I thought it was going to be one of the Robins, maybe.
No.
No.
When that happens,
Oh.
No.
you startle who this person is in your room. You see that they're messing with some of your tech that you've been working on. You see this girl in long black hair in a magician's outfit, in like like pantyhose stockings, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude, but Jason let me in before he left. I'm actually here to talk to you."
Okay. Just know I do have a gun.
She says, it's nothing crazy. My name is Zatanna. Um, I'm a magician.
Ooh.
I work with dark magic, and I heard you work with technology that's very similar to the magic I deal with.
Dear Wizard Harry. Some say that it's magic, but with the right technology, anything can be done, arcane or not.
Uh, she says, okay, well, I didn't mean to startle you, and I'm sorry that he didn't tell you I was here, but I go ahead.
Honestly, I figured I was going to get the jump on one of the Robins and you'd be able to brag about it. So, most of my.
She said that's okay. It's your bedroom. You'll deal with that after I leave, hopefully. But I've kind of
never had a girl in my bedroom before.
I've been told to I've been told to come talk to you because there is a threat making its way through our universe.
Oh no.
I'm sure you've heard of him, Lord Soth.
God.
Oh yes.
Um,
Yes, he reared his ugly head. That'd be like a month ago, I think.
oh, not even that long
I
ago.
was asleep for most of it.
She says, yes, I heard about that. The thing is, we need to get him back to where he belongs. If not, get rid of him completely. But the only way we're going to do that is if we find a new form of magic. Could you help me with this?
Let's get it. Yes. Actually, I was going to attempt to broker a truce with one of our compadres, Tarlin, so I could learn more of the arcane arts, but he's a douche, so didn't get the chance.
Well, that's too bad. But I could teach you what I know. She says, if you need anything, here's my card, and before she leaves, she says, you should take off the mask every once in a while. Let the world see your real face. And then she uses magic and she gets out of there.
Poof. The puff girl.
Oh, jeez. House is. Do something.
It's quiet.
Well then. I, of course, do a thorough sweep of the room with everything that I have. Scanners, magic detectors, sonar.
Roll investigation.
Search for anything.
Roll investigation.
Explosive.
With advantage.
Why do I feel like Zatanna is like a powder puff? Like she'd be on a powder puff team that you would not want to mess with.
Probably. I can see her being like roller derby.
Punches you square in the head. You have magic. Why are you punching people? Like, I wanna. It's gonna be a 17.
Okay. You look around. You can tell that she didn't take anything. Everything's fine. Everything's the way you left it. But you do smell her perfume in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a enticing check.
Ooh.
So just a D20.
Like-
D20, yeah.
Oh.
The aroma from her perfume like entices you in a way you've never felt before. You've been so focused on
Wow.
your technology your whole life that this is a new feeling the house has never felt. So
First episode of the 40-year-old virgin.
God.
So that being said, we'll jump over to Harmony and Matthew.
Cool. So I figured, like, after I check on her and I go downstairs, as I'm going downstairs, I meet Matthew coming up the stairs, right?
Yes.
I'm like, hey, Matt, first off, how's your head?
Oh, it's fine. Nothing. A few frozen peas couldn't help.
Why do we fight all the time?
We've always fought. It's just who we are.
Yeah, but why? of all the bad kids, we seem to be the ones who fist fight all the time. And if we're not fist fighting each other, then we're verbally yelling at each other.
Because in a way, Harmony, and you may not realize it, but you and I are jealous of each other.
Oh no, I realize it.
I was the popular kid. I was friends with everybody, and you were quiet to yourself, and you got picked on. Thing was, I partially wanted that, and you were born with powers. I had to go and learn my powers from somebody. You're mom and dad's golden child.
You're Bruce's golden child.
No, I'm Tim's golden child.
Then I'm Damien's golden child.
You're everybody's. Jason, Damien,
No,
Dad, Mom.
that is not true, and you know it. It's just, why do we have to fight? I guess.
Again, it's just who we are. We're so comfortable with each other that we take our aggression out on each other.
I guess that's fair. I guess last thing is, how do you feel about Lucy?
Davey asked me the same thing, and to be honest, I don't know how to trust her. I don't know if I trust her. I just know that she's obsessed with our mom. She knows everything about us, and we need to keep her as far away as we can. But she's already so close, so that's going to be impossible. So we keep her from the cave, and we keep our distance the best that we can.
Well, I hope you know how much I love you, and I am still sorry about what I said to you. I don't know why I said that, so I will, I'll let you go to bed, because I'm pretty sure that's where you're going. And I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. And I'm gonna, like,
Good.
it's gonna be weird, but I'm gonna give him a hug. I'm just gonna kind of, like, grip him a little tighter than I normally would.
Okay. He grips back, and he says, well, good night, Harmony.
Night, Matt. And I go down to the kitchen, and out of like niceness, I grab 2 bottles of water and I head back up to the room where, like, I brush my teeth and I get in my bed that also has another person in it.
Okay. Roll for perception for me.
Okay. Do I want to fail this one?
Do I want to fail? I do not know.
Perception, right?
Yep.
22.
Okay. So you look around. You do notice that your phone goes off, though. Do you choose to check it?
Yes.
Okay. So you check it, and you're receiving a call from a number you do not know. Do you answer it?
Yeah, I take my phone, I go out in the hall, and I answer it.
Okay. So you answer it, and you hear a female voice about your age, maybe a little bit older, and she says, "Is this Harmony?"
Yeah, who's this?
She says, "It's Kara, Supergirl. We
Does that name
haven't
sound familiar
fully
to me?
met, huh?"
Does that name sound familiar to me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm like, okay, Kara, it sounds familiar, yeah.
She says, "Look, I wouldn't be calling, but I've been trying to get a hold of Max. I had talked to him the other night, and something came up, and I needed to talk to him, but he's not answering. And my next thought was to maybe call you, because you guys are so close. Have you seen him? Do you know where he's at?"
Yes. And when I tell you, I need you to not go after him.
Okay.
In a nutshell, my uncle is stupid, told us to infiltrate a gang, and as collateral, this gang is holding him and another one of our teammates. So that's probably why you can't answer him or get a hold of him.
And you're not letting me go after him. Why?
Because apparently Uncle Jay needs us to do this for some.
Did you cut out?
Oh, sorry. I said Uncle Jay needs us to do this for some reason. And we need their trust to do something. So, and I want to try to play this one smart.
I understand that. But I also need you to understand that Max could potentially black out while he's there.
What do you mean blackout?
I don't want to get into the specifics, but Max and I are connected through something, and when certain things happen, it causes us to black out and envision something else. I don't want those people to take advantage of him when that happens.
Okay, well.
Are you going to be going back there anytime soon?
Yes and no. They want us to procure a certain object to bring it back. And once we bring this object back, we can grab Max and get out of there. But if you can keep an eye on him for me, that would be very helpful to know how he's doing.
I will do what I can.
But please don't do anything rash, Kara. I don't know what to do, and I need his help, but I can't do this by myself, and I can't lose Max, so please take caution and don't rush into anything.
She says, I can't lose Max either. And she says, all right. I will try to keep an eye on him from afar. And she hangs up the phone. When you go back into the room, you see that Lucy is awake, kind of waiting for you at the door.
Like right there?
Yep.
Oh, gee.
Like almost in nose kissing range?
A little bit further.
Okay, I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry. I took a phone call from someone and I didn't want to wake you. Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. I had a bad dream and I woke up and I thought I heard you talking, so I was trying to see if that was you outside.
Yeah, it was me. I'm sorry. So like I go into my room, I'm like, this little guy, and I go over to one of my stuffed animals that I have, and I'm like, this one's my favorite. This is Pingu. And if you ever have any bad dreams, he's really good at taking care of the bad guys.
Okay.
I said that. I look at him like, I know that's kind of stupid, but he's always like helped me when I have nightmares, so.
Thank you. And when that happens, she gets a phone call as well. And she answers it and she says, hello? And she says, okay, I'll let them know. And she says that was Solomon. He says that Devil says that he is ready for you guys to act.
To what?
To act.
Okay.
He says now she says we can wait till the morning, but it may not be smart. So
I'm like, okay, well, if you will help me get everyone else up, I'm gonna go to my brother's room and get him up too, so we can get this taken care of.
She says, okay, but real quick, can I give you a hug?
Sure. I'm looking at her like, sure, I guess.
And then she died.
And she goes over and hugs
That's
you.
how they assimilate you.
She hugs you really tight. I want you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. No.
That's an 8. That's a 6. I'm probably not gonna. Oh, it's a 6. So
It's a
Oh.
6?
yeah, it's a 6.
Oh. What's your con?
0.
Oh my god.
I not have a con saving throw, so I think that's a 6.
So she's holding you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to let go of the hug, you are looking at yourself. And she
Oh no.
she says, "Thank you so much. And I'm sorry that I have to do this."
She's a ditto.
My God. Oh.
And she shows you a mirror, and you are now in Lucy's body, and she's now in yours. And
We switched bodies?
Yep.
What?
And there is a unassigned character sheet in the campaign for her.
Oh, okay. Oh no! What the frick?
Oh God.
Tell
Oh
me,
dear Jesus.
Tell me when you have it pulled up.
Okay, hold on.
Have no fear. Davey has a way out of this.
Davey doesn't know anything.
I know.
Yeah, this is you threw everything for a loop a bit.
No! No! I was trying to be nice! No! No!
I told you
Oh,
she just
no.
assimilated you into the thing.
And Char's gonna kick my butt too.
So-
She is. I know she is.
So she shows you the mirror. You see you're Lucy, and she says, I don't want to have to do this. And you're so much in shock right now of what's happening. She ends up stabbing you with like this almost like a paralyzing dart.
God.
Actually, reverse that. I'm sorry. She ends up injecting herself with a paralyzing dart. And as it starts to take effect, she falls, and you hear her scream. She just starts screaming, "Help! Help!"
No,
And-
no, no, no!
And everybody else hears
No,
this.
dear Lord!
Well, of course, we dash.
So
Yes, I run straight there. Fuck.
No, 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 no!
she and
No!
you see Davey bust in. House, are you on your way there too?
Oh, dude, I went through the walls to get there.
So Davey and House get there. Matthew wakes up. He gets there. Bridge is getting there. But
Matthew there?
Matthew's there. And you see your friends. You see your brother. And Matthew runs over to Harmony, and she's like, I don't know what happened. We were just hugging, and then she just stabbed me with this needle. Matthew, I can't feel my legs.
I'm like, Matthew, it's me. That's
Wait,
not me.
hold on a s-
I'm
Hold
like,
on.
Davey,
Matthew, that is not
restrain
me.
her before she stabs someone else.
I didn't
Hold
do
on a
it, guys.
second.
It's me. That is
Okay.
Lucy.
What do you mean, hold on a second? We've got a paralyzed teammate on the ground here, and you're saying, hold on a second?
That's Lucy, and I look at all of them. Guys, that's Lucy. I'm Harmony.
Okay.
She switched
Okay,
bodies
listen.
with me.
Listen, there's only one way to solve this, obviously.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
We're not snapping necks, Davey.
No, I'm not. Why would I snap your neck? Jeez. We use our big brains. Okay, so we ask Harmony a question that only Harmony would know,
Davey,
and we figure
buddy?
out what's going on.
usually I'd be 100% in tune with you. We have a teammate who has poison running through her blood.
No.
Yeah, we'll take care of that one, but still, we've seen this thing before, this body snatching thing before. Who knows?
What?
And I didn't trust this Lucy from the start.
Wait,
So we haven't?
when did you guys see a body snatcher?
We've never seen that.
Oh well, we've probably seen it before. Davy's
No.
talking out of his ass. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Harmony, only the real Harmony would know. What was one of the first things I ever said to you?
Oh my god.
Do you even know?
Matthew, can you heal
I do
the poison in
remember
her?
one of the first things I ever said to Harmony, but that was an old life, so that's probably changed.
Jesus, we are in a medical crisis right now. Can you feel your legs, Harmony?
No,
Okay.
I can't.
God.
Oh my
All right,
Guys,
listen.
that's
If this is the
Lucy.
real Harmony, okay. If this is the real Harmony, then
Oh my God.
God, we got to think this through. Matthew, you've known your sister your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I seen her talking to you. What was she talking to you about? Harmony, answer. Tell us what you were talking to Matthew about.
What? She's on the ground.
Who cares? She needs to answer the question.
She's like, why does it
Who cares?
matter? Davey, I
God.
can't feel anything. She stabbed me.
Well,
I didn't
you're getting
stab
ready to
you!
not feel a lot more when I punch you in the face
Okay, is Bridge right
my-
there?
for
uh,
scientific purposes.
When you say that, Matthew gets up and he says, Davey, you are not touching her.
I'm only trying to intimidate her. I wasn't actually going to touch her. You know me.
You're trying to
Bridge is
intimidate
there,
the victim
right?
of the situation?
Bridge is,
I am trying to
Bridge
figure
is
out what's
walking
going on.
in right now.
I run to Bridge and I tell him, you have to believe me, and I kiss him full on the mouth. I'm like, Bridge, it's me. She body switched me.
But God,
And I
Bridge. Okay, you've walked into a situation here. You know the one who's literally like rubbing up on Harmony earlier? Yeah, she stabbed Harmony, and now Davey over here is wanting to run scientific experiments on her, and she just
Yes.
ran up to you and kissed you.
It's
And
a
I
simple
also-
question. What did she say
I
to Matthew?
I flash Bridge my pendant. Like, do I still have it on me?
No, it's not her.
Complete body switch.
Of course. I'm like, Bridge, remember
Even
water
better,
beads.
because this is something that this is something that maybe I would know.
How about this, Davey? You lock us both up. You take the poison out, but you lock us both up if you're not sure. How about that?
Obviously, we're
Okay?
gonna help the Harmony that's hurting.
Davey, don't cross
yes.
that line. Do you remember that conversation? Don't cross that line. Does that ring any bells to you?
Yes, that does, and that tells me everything I need to know. And I grab the
Jesus
Harmony and pick her up off the ground and tell everyone to lock her up. Obviously, find some antidote for the poison, but this is the fake Harmony.
Roll persuasion on that, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. Because I am not feeling it.
Wait, and I can't use my void powers, can I?
No.
A 12.
Mother
Wyatt, roll an insight.
Wouldn't it be with disadvantage because I don't believe him?
Yeah.
I got a 10.
Oh, yeah, so I beat you.
Yeah, and you also beat
I
Matthew too.
got an 8.
Yeah. So as much as it goes
But wouldn't
against
that mean
like
that I don't believe him?
huh?
Wouldn't that mean that I don't believe him if I didn't get high enough?
No, if you got high enough, you would beat his persuasion against you.
Ah.
So if you roll low, that means
I convinced you successfly that
yeah. So
fake
like,
Harmony is.
you're still having feelings of that he could be wrong, but you're like, okay, we'll give it a shot. Bridge still can't say anything, but he's looking at you, Harmony, real Harmony, and you can kind of see in his eyes that like he knows, and it's what he was trying to tell you before.
And I look at him, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
And
I tell the other Harmony as like, I'm sorry, but just in case until we figure out, to ease everyone's mind, we should lock both of them up like you suggested. Will you object to that?
I won't. I promise.
And I turned to everyone. I was like, trust me. I never forget a conversation or anything that's ever been said to me. She's a real person.
Just want to say this. You literally had this conversation about crossing the line in the vehicle with Lucy in the vehicle.
Okay, then let's ask Lucy. What does crossing the line mean? Harmony that's paralyzed. What does that mean? Tell me what that means. If you can answer me that question, then I'll believe you.
So as you guys have been having this conversation, the paralyzed, like it's gone up to the rest of her body, so she's completely paralyzed at this point.
Oh God. Can she still talk?
No.
Oh. Well, we'll hear her and she'll answer our question.
Note to self: if I ever get stabbed in an alleyway, call the
Don't count on
police
Davey.
first. Because good God.
Or make sure that you know something.
Make sure I can answer 30 questions whenever you get there.
I asked her one, and she didn't
Here's
want
my
to
middle
answer.
name. Here's your favorite
okay.
color. Here's where we were
All
born.
I'm saying, listen, House, Matthew, Bridge, who for whatever reason can't talk. I never knew he was a mute. But all I'm saying is Harmony, the paralyzed one, didn't want to answer my question. The one that I thought was Harmony answered my question immediately. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
Mic drop. Boom. Davey doing his big
in a
brain
situation
today.
where you're paralyzed,
So, where do you
stabbed by
guys-
somebody.
where-
Whatever, let's go.
Where are you guys locking them up at?
Not the
Not going
basement,
down the
not the Batcave.
Yeah, not the back cave.
Keep
Just
her
somewhere we can.
away from there.
I'm like, Matthew, House, find some antidote for fake Harmony, even though who cares about her? Find some antidote. Do we have any antidote or any? I mean, Batman has probably some anti-paralyzing poison, right?
Davey, censor your words. Censor your words,
God.
Davey.
What?
Censor
What
your
about-
words.
We don't
Censor my words.
Yes, Davey, censor your words.
I don't know what you're talking about.
we don't know what she was stabbed with, so it's going to be hard to figure out what the antidote's going to be.
I say, okay, I'm going to my room for just a second. I'm going to grab my phone. I will be right back. And I go to grab my phone.
Your room?
Bridge, follow her. Make sure she doesn't.
Well, you guys should be in her room anyways.
Oh yeah, we're already.
Yeah, because you.
I go
That's
over
right. We're
to
in
my
our room
bed.
already.
So, I mean, if you guys want to, you could lock them in that room.
Yeah, we'll just lock them up in that room while we're looking for
Okay.
paralyzing spray.
So,
Whatever it is.
so Bridge will stay up there to watch the door, but so House and Davey and Matthew will go down and try to figure something out.
Yes, keep the mute one at the door. Good, yeah.
It'll wear off soon. But Harmony, you're in there. You go to check your phone. What are you going to do?
Oh, I guess it wouldn't work. I text my mom, and I kind of sent out like a text to all of the Bat family that we need them home, like right now. And in a sense, I'm like, body snatched, come home, please now. Harmony.
Roll a performance on that.
Okay. Dang it. As Lucy?
As Lucy, because you're still in her body.
Right. I hate you, Alfie. Oh, it's a good thing.
Her stats
16.
are crap.
Yeah, I noticed. I got a 16 for performance though.
Okay. So you do get a good chunk of that typed out, but like instead of saying body snatched, you say body snack. And before
Ah!
you can send
Funny audio.
before you can send the text, you feel this tug coming from behind you, and you see
Oh, no.
Lucy Harmony's on the floor, but it's like there's something grabbing you out of the body, and you end up switching back to your body, and she's back in hers.
Oh no!
Good go.
So she's now in the paralyzed body that can't talk.
Yep.
So
No,
I can't
Davey.
talk, right?
You can't talk. And she walks over to you and she says, "Luckily, my magic isn't quite up to par yet, so I can only do it for a short amount of time. But luckily, those buffoons or those traitors down who went to probably scurry down to the Batcave to go find an antidote for the paralyzing. They're gone. And Bridge is outside, but Bridge can't say anything." And she gets down in your face and she says, "Harmony, I grew up in foster care, jumping place to place because my parents, I thought, didn't want me. Come to find out, I learned who my parents were, at least one of them. Never knew who my mother was, but I learned who my father was. And you know something? He's dead. And the family that I should have is the one that you have, Harmony."
Oh God, no! It's not possible.
I'm not saying that she's my mother, but he was my father. This little charade that Harley Quinn is playing, being a good guy, that's not who she is. And my goal is to get her to see that. By becoming you. By being a better you. And I'm going to make your life a living hell. I'm going to take your boyfriend away from you, your brother away from you, your friends away from you. I'm going to take Max away from you. I'm going to take them all away, and you'll be all alone like I was. And no one will give a damn about Harmony Grayson. So, here's how this is going to work. They're going to come back up here. I will use my magic to and say there was a dark demon in me, and I will use it to show something expelled from me, that I was possessed. And if you say anything, I will kill Matthew.
Yeah, you paralyzed. You know.
Do we have a deal? Of course we do, because you can't talk. You have about 3 minutes until it starts to wear off. We're going to grab a cowl in the morning. We're going to head back. And I'll make sure that you're protected from them. But slowly, but surely, I will ruin your life. And she goes and she sits on the bed. As for the next 3 minutes, your body starts to get back to normal. And you're starting to get function back in your mouth, and you can start talking.
I look at Lucy and why? I don't understand. You can have a better life, because doing this, you will never have a better life. You will never have my life, because you will never have the love and the family that I have. But you can try to have it.
I can't
I'm not
try.
going to judge you.
How can I try? I tried for years, being passed around home to home, people didn't want me. Then I find somebody who I think is going to take care of me, and what do? They actually abuse me. And she like pulls up like her shirt, and like you see like bruises, and some that are fresh.
Jesus.
He doesn't take care of us. He beats us, and I'm sure that's what they're doing to your friend Max right now.
Then you can be a part of my family. And I don't mean my Wayne or Grayson family. I mean my team family. Davey's a moron. I'll give you that.
I was the one
Matthew is
I was the one that
Matthew is
thought
weird.
everything, so
You're not there.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm the moron that thought of it.
I'm like, there's a difference between blood family and family. The difference is you can't choose blood, Lucy. You can choose who your family wants to be. They're the people you choose to be in your life. I can choose to be in your life. You can choose me to be in your life. You don't have to do this.
And as you say that, Bridge walks in. And he can talk again. And he runs over to her first and he says, "Harmony, are you okay?" And she looks right at you and she says, "Bridge, I'm fine." And she stands up and she's about to go to kiss him. What do you do?
I mean, my full body hasn't come back yet, has it?
It's slowly getting there. So I would say you can do very light movement of your legs.
Ooh, I don't think I can. I don't think I can get off the bed. I think of Char, and I think of the pendant, and I take a deep breath, and I see if I can just talk to Char mentally.
You do that while
That's
she's about to kiss him?
Yeah, because I don't know if I can, like, I'd probably have to make a strength check against, so, I mean, I can try. So, okay, how about this?
You can yell at her.
I could. I'm like, Bridge.
And he looks
I'm
down.
over here.
He looks down and he sees that the eyes have changed, like just the feeling. And he notices there's a difference. And he's like, I can't believe this. And let me, there it is. That's gonna be a 11. Hold on real quick. Did you move back to Harmony? Like character sheet wise?
I'm about to.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Oh, this is an emotional roller coaster. I was in tears.
Okay. So you see Bridge like pick her up and like throw her across the room.
Jesus.
And then like you see him like activate his light void powers. And you hear him yell like for Rayla, and what you see, Harmony, is like he throws Rayla like this light ball, like a baseball, right at her, and what it does, it like absorbs Lucy, and you just hear her screaming in pain, and you see this darkness just kind of like leave her body, but it's like a purple darkness, and her eyes like turn like a yellow color, almost like demonic, and you hear Rayla, she's like, Bridge, I don't know if I can keep up. Her darkness is too much. And Rayla's kind of bounces, like thrown off of her, and kind of goes back into Bridge. And Lucy's like, kind of, like her body's kind of like bent in like weird positions. And you see her kind of like refolding herself back. And you hear like all this popping. And she gets up and she says, "That was uncalled for, you traitor. You were given a life under the Legion of Doom and you left it for Batman?" We'll pause there and we'll go down to the men. What are y'all doing?
I assume we're just searching.
Yeah, you guys are in the Batcave. You're looking through things. However, when that happens, you see a smaller, like imagine like a Mini Cooper sized Batmobile pull into the Batcave. Out pops our friendly neighborhood Red Robin, Tim Drake, and a blonde Batgirl.
Ooh.
Oh.
And he says, "Oh, what are you fellas looking for?"
We're looking for something to cure paralysis. Like magically, like some Harmony's been stabbed by a crystal thing and is paralyzed.
It was
Or
a needle.
I should say,
I think.
someone's been stabbed.
Yeah, it was more like a needle.
Yeah, it is a needle thing. What house said?
Robin, we screwed the pooch, and the pooch is currently paralyzed upstairs. So, if you wouldn't mind helping us find an antidote, because there's some stuff going on up there, man.
The pooch and the pooch is upstairs.
There's no screwing going on. There's probably some screwing that wanted to be going on, but that's, we nipped that.
I think he gets the point.
He says,
yes,
okay.
I think he does.
He says,
I was just elaborating more on the point.
He says, "Is there anybody upstairs with her right now?"
Bridge. Pretty sure he's magically muted or something, though. He has been speaking.
Okay, he can handle himself. Okay, we'll figure out an antidote. Also, House tells me Jason worked on... Jason told me that he worked on one of your cards to make you look younger for about 5 hours. If you don't mind, I wanted to look at that card while I was here.
Oh. I kind of put it back in the deck.
Well, you should be able to pull it out. Because what actually happened, it's not one of the random cards. It is now like a card that you know what it is.
Oh, perfect.
So, like, it'll...
Yeah, I haven't need to use it.
It'll look different than the rest of the cards. So, you do end up finding it. And he said, I'm going to try to modify it to where the length is longer. So, if you don't mind, I'll take that.
That'll be helpful.
While I help you with this, we'll also be working on that. And by the way, this is my girlfriend, Stephanie, a.k.a. Batgirl. No one really knows her outside of Bruce. So...
Hello, Stephanie.
Now, I don't...
That girl.
She's a goof. So
I don't mean to make this weird.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird that you're kind of dating a female version of Bruce. But hey, whatever. You do you, man.
Well, technically, I'm. Anyways. So he helps you guys try to look for an antidote. If you guys will roll investigation checks.
From a 9 to a 6.
Lord.
Back to a 9.
My God.
That's a 5. That is a big old 5.
What did you get, House?
We're really helping, buddy. I got a 9.
Oh, God.
We sure are.
All right,
Davey had enough big brain trying to discovering that fake Harmony.
He fried himself.
It's that barbarian like issue.
Yeah, I'm no longer a smart monk. Now I'm stupid.
So It takes you a minute to find something. Well, you guys are working. Um, while it's happening, we jump back upstairs. Um, and uh, the fight is kind of getting worse. So she's now using her magic to attack Bridge.
Oh my god.
And
No.
when that happens, Bridge hits his chest, which causes his armor to kind of come to him magnetically. And he looks at you, Harmony, and he says, "The only way for me to handle this is if I take this outside." And so what he does, he like kicks his thrusters on and he like rams her through a window outside to get her away from you. Guys down in the basement or in the Batcave, roll a perception check.
Can I try to talk to Char?
Yeah, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm emotionally going through stuff right now. This is really hard.
11.
11, okay.
I cannot get to my perception. I got a 20.
Oh, shoot.
Ooh.
So, hold on, we'll go with that here in a second. So, go ahead and talk to Char.
Okay, like, I kind of feel like in my head I'm kind of crying. And I'm like, Char, I really need you right now. I don't know what to do.
And she says, it's okay. She says, I need you to breathe. I need you to relax. I need you to be here.
I tell her, I'm like, I really screwed up. I really messed up, and I don't know how to fix it.
She says, Harmony, breathe. Be in this moment. Don't worry about what you did or what you didn't do. Be here. I want
Okay.
you to think of the warmth.
And I do, and I think of Char and how she's a sister and how the warmth of her, and it kind of like calms me down a little bit.
As it's calming you down, it's also kind of getting you pumped up.
What?
Like it's kind of getting you pumped up. So like you kind of open your eyes, and you see there's like purple flame around you.
Ooh.
We'll jump back to the guys real quick. While you guys are working, you hear someone bust through a window up in the manor. And then you hear basically energy blast being fired outside. What do you choose to do?
I look up at Robin and I'm like, okay, so don't know if you heard that. Probably getting hectic up here. You keep this up. Davey, let's head back upstairs.
Yeah. What did you hear?
Laser blasts. Pretty sure someone broke a window.
Yeah, we probably should check on that.
So you guys head up. Matthew stays down there with Tim and Stephanie while they try to figure something out. As you make your way up, it's getting louder and louder and louder. By the time you make your way out to the front door, and you're seeing Bridge fighting Lucy, and you're seeing, almost imagine her like Scarlet Witch, but like with purple, rather than red.
Oh.
And so imagine Iron Man and Scarlet Witch fighting. That's exactly kind of what you're seeing right now.
Nice.
But DC versions.
Yeah, pretty much. And Bridge is he's using all of his light power at this point to kind of like hit her, and she's using this dark magic to hit him. And it's almost kind of like, in animes where like they've got two energy blasts and they're just kind of like going back and forth. Like that's what's happening. No one's really winning. It's just kind of energy back and forth. So what do you guys choose to do?
I turned to the house and I'm like, I know 100% for sure Bridge would never attack Harmony, so the body snatch must have been reversed.
I cut him off by flicking him in the forehead and it's like, yeah, I figured that too. You take care of the punchy stuff. I'll go see if she's okay.
Sure.
I want to go back to Harmony.
Also,
Okay.
if you ever flick me in the forehead again, I will.
Empty threats later.
So yeah. So like Bridge can hear
Can't hear
that.
you. Another room.
Yeah, if Bridge hears that, he says, "Davey, not now."
And I'm like, all right. And I run to see if I can tackle her.
Okay, so we'll pause that right there, and we'll jump over to the
Aerial tackle.
we'll jump over into the house. House runs up the stairs, and he runs into Harmony's room. House, when you walk in, you imagine cinematically, like if the character walks into a room to see something, but the audience can't see it yet. Imagine just this purple aura over your face. What you're seeing is basically Char and Harmony have become one, and she is now got like these dark flames. Charmony. Yeah.
I was about to say, I'll start making the joke Charmony.
And she's got black flames, purple flames around her, like these dark purple flames around her. And
Ooh.
her eyes are purple at this point. And Harmony, you are basically in fighting mode at this point. So what do you choose to do?
I'm gonna go after her soul, like her darkness soul thing.
Her darkness soul thing?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What she's trying to say is
The black
she's going
thing.
to neutralize the black thing.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. So you just kind of walk past House?
I'm gonna look at House and I'm
Looking
like,
more climatic.
so before I leave, I look at House and I say, I will be fine, but I need you to call my family. And
He's the one that
I
didn't
leave.
believe that you were Harmony.
Oh my god. Hey, on the out through the wall to help the fight. Go ahead and just shoot one a day for me.
And then after that, I leave.
Okay.
Well, Captain Marvel just busted the walls.
So
Straight line.
kind of. She just kind of like you kind of like
Oh,
ram through the wall where Bridge kind of already ram through. And when you get out there, Davey, you see Harmony like with this black flame kind of around her, and Harmony, you see Bridge and Davey fighting her.
when I see this, I kind of take pause because, one, I'm amazed because that looks awesome, and just kind of like, what in the world is that kind of thing?
And Bridge looks and he says, "Oh, great for you to join the party." And he says, "What should we call you now? Blackfire?"
I look at them and I say, you shall call me Ember.
Ooh.
Dun, dun. And we will take a small break right there.
Snurf!
All right, we will be right back. So don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
What is going on, my bueno people? Thank you so much for. What is going on, my bueno people? Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're seeing this on YouTube, Facebook, wherever videos are seen at, I just want to let you guys know about my album over here called Different Side of Me. It is now on Spotify and iTunes, anywhere you can stream music. It's on YouTube as well. It'll be on the channel here very soon, but until then, you can search it and it will be there. Let me turn that down. But I don't know how loud that's gonna be. It's loud for me. Let me okay, we'll do that. It's a little distracting. But it's 9 songs. I believe you can get it for about $9 on iTunes. Stream it for free on Spotify if you're a premium fan. YouTube, you can listen to it for free. Yeah, there. I will tell you this: there are some mistakes in the tracks. I did the editing of the vocals and the mixing of the vocals and so the tracks were already mixed, the instrumental tracks. So I had to mix the vocals and the tracks together. And I'll tell you, I'm trying some new things. I'm playing with autotune now. And I will say on the first song, their auto-tune kind of goofed on a note. I didn't catch it till after the song was already out to the distributor. So it is what it is. It'll forever be there. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. But these songs come from the heart. There's a lot of passion in all of them. And they each sometimes mean different things. Sometimes they mean the same thing. I'll tell you... 2020 was a hard year for all of us, and for me and my wife, it was a very, very hard year in our marriage, in finances, spiritually. It was very hard, and it led to a lot of feelings. And when I started writing this album this album took a month to record. I'll tell you that there were some songs that were already recorded, but the rest of them, this came out, and I even put it on Instagram. This album came out fast. Like God was in every single song, and the first song, A Different Side of Me, that one came out within 5 minutes, and like, I'm telling you, like, God was in this room while I was listening and I was writing. And then my mom was like, "Hey, are you ready?" I'm like, "Oh, shoot." And so I was doing something with her. Oh, yeah. I was helping her get her car. So I had to hurry up and rush. And I recorded a demo of it. So I remember how the melody went. And I came back and I just recorded. And sure enough, the song came out, and then of course I didn't hear a certain note until after the fact, but I wasn't going to go through all that process again. So what's out there is out there. And if I ever get to do it live, which I will on Twitch, I'm streaming over there now, then you guys will hear the better version. But what's on the album's on the album, and it all means so much to me. So if you guys give it a listen, support it, download it, buy it, whatever. Just kind of getting the feels out there is what it's about. So I just want to let you guys know about that. I got to get going. It's a short video, but I love you guys so much. And the links will be in the description. And look for A Different Side of Me on your favorite streaming platform. All right, bye.
A man without a mission to fight for, a deserter in the middle of a war. You have no identity to yourself. The only name you've got is one you couldn't help. But they look at you in a different light. They look at you and all you feel is fright. So you run to go see the world. You run and find yourself a girl. You lie to her face saying who you are, but the truth is you were so far off. Raider. And what do they say? They call you the runaway. I don't know what to do. I got a clue. I need to figure out how to be the best man I know how to do. How to be, how to learn, how to see. 'Cause you know what? The resistance is counting on me. I need to cover my train. I need to find a way how to be a better man than yesterday. Got to find my strength. Got to find my chains. How to find a reason that I gotta run away.
That's interesting. But what is also interesting is that I don't give a shit.
I don't understand why you're mad at me. You killed my mom. Yeah, but then I said April Fools. Dude, I got you good. You did.
Dude, what the fuck? This is your space. This is your area. You can't do that, dude.
I like running through white people neighborhoods with my shirt off.
I'm gonna steal all your stuff.
New Year's Eve, New Year's me. Got him. Bah!
Turn up, where's the bitch?
I need dating help. No, really, I need dating help. I'm joking. Be yourself.
Hey. Oh. So you're gonna poke right here. All right. Good for it.
I ain't here to talk. I'm ready to whip your ass. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Got an eggplant patch right there. I'm sure you know why.
Is your dick?
That's my favorite veggie.
If your parents ground you for getting bad grades, hide a glass of milk in their room and let that shit curdle.
I just googled what slay means. What the heck? I do not kill people. I promise I do not slay.
Back to school with kids.
Hit me! Hit me with your paw!
I like buttholes. Stop it!
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life.
Alright, we gotta go pick Dylan up before we go. Oh, Dylan's coming? I know, he's probably in a fucking tank top or something. Where the fuck are they?
Does anyone here have a nickname they would like to go by? Young Boo-Boo. No.
Would you stop it? No, I will! Stop doing things on the board!
You're so fucking stupid. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but a crowbar would do it so much quicker.
Hey, I always get the vibe that you, like, hate me or something. What? Me hate you? You're right.
Mom, can you pass me my drink, please? Sure, honey, here you go. Mom, drink it, pussy.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so.
What do you want from me? Please,
I'm gonna change this car from red to black.
Did it work?
No.
My heart bleeds black blood for you, and it's like a lock that will never be unchained.
You may now speak.
Baby, you know that I miss you. I wanna get with you tonight, but I cannot, baby girl. And
Something?
Just chilling with my cousin. He got hit by the fan.
Brian,
Yeah?
do you want to go to the dance with me?
No.
What the fuck is a penny right there? Oh shit!
90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Meow meow. Oh, meow meow, get up. No, he did. Oh shit, meow meow. I thought she was dead.
Okay. All right, we are back. All right. So, we just got introduced to Ember. The weird fusion combination of harmony and charmony.
Charmony, hashtag all the way.
Hashtag charmony.
Charmander.
Actually.
I choose you. Use black fire.
Where in the world did my pen go? That's not good.
I don't know.
I need that pen.
I have a pen. I have an apple.
I don't want to get copyrighted. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So, apple pen. There we go. All right. So, we are gonna jump back into it. House, what are you doing? I know she told you to go contact her family, but what do you want to do?
Well, I sent out a group message to. I have them saved in my phone as the Bat Boys.
Okay.
It just has like all of them, you know. Sent out a text message just like, Harmony glows now. Might need your help after this battle.
Bring some McDonald's.
Oh
bring chicken nuggets.
He gives like a 25-page paragraph of everything that happened.
No, it's literally just Harmony glows now. She'll probably need to talk to you after this battle. That's it. And then I head outside to see if they are done beating each other to death.
So you head outside and you see they're still fighting. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Who do I roll mine as?
You'll roll it as Harmony.
It's Charmander.
Charmander. What was that?
I have a 15.
Okay.
Same.
I got an 11. But that means I can use some of Char's firepower, right? So I can switch back and forth?
Yes, soon that'll get fixed though.
Okay.
Come on, Bridge! You can do better than that! Okay, then let me roll for her. Well, that's not too bad. Okay. All right. Davy and House, can you guys roll a D4 for me?
A D4?
D4.
A D4?
Yes. A D4.
A 1.
A 2.
2 and a 1. All right. That means House will be starting this round.
Oh, good deal.
So,
all right.
Mr. House, what do you do?
Stand ominously. No, is this like an aerial battle going on?
Yes. The only one on the ground right now is Davy.
Who's the only one on the ground? You cut out.
Davy.
Oh. Oh, that means I can fly with my fire?
Yeah.
She flies now.
They fly now?
They fly now.
I'd like to take a couple of my stagger cards and just kind of like chuck them towards. I almost said Stacy, Lucy.
So the
Stacy's just standing there. I'm like, yay!
They're just kind of like throwing stars, but they're cards.
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
They cause the person to vibrate, so they like get disadvantage whenever the next person attacks them.
Okay. Okay. Is that all you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really aerial type.
Maybe if you drew a card. Davey, it's your turn.
Well, I also didn't want to like pull a card and just like everyone's on fire now. I'm just like, oh, well, that's good for one of us.
Everyone's turning to dogs at this point. Yay!
Whoop whoop.
All right.
Yeah, I want to pull a card.
So,
sounds interesting.
Like, how far above the ground is she?
We're about let's see. Let me get the correct measurements so I can tell you. How?
If you've got a gun or a rock, you'd probably be able to do something. Just starts blind firing into the sky. Pow pow! We'll hit her eventually. Pow pow!
So they're pretty much at the top of Wayne Manor, which is about a 7th-floor building.
Jesus.
Oh. Yeah.
Good thing my cards are magic or very scientific because I would not be able to throw a card that high normally.
He said magic. He said magic.
I did not. Maybe I used the tennis card. Maybe she's already rubbing off on me. I don't know.
Okay. So I thought they were like outside in the.
No, they're outside, but where they're at in the air is at this like same level as the top of Wayne Manor.
Oh.
So what? 8 times 8 times 7.
Don't do math. All the math, guys. All the math.
8 times 7. That's what 56.
56.
56 feet in the air.
Ah, yes. Well, I can't jump that high.
No. Davey just starts jumping and he's like,
Well, shit. What a time to change my character from a monk to stupid barbarian who can't run a vertical wall as if it's a flat surface.
Actually, yeah, that would be helpful if you'd ran up Wayne Tower and like jumped off of it, but
yeah,
you
I
can't.
could also heal myself from fall damage by 75 points if I was still a monk. God dang it.
I mean,
you could technically be like, "Hey DM, I don't want to fight this round. Can I go be with Matthew?" Because that's totally a thing too.
Well, no, I'm gonna fight somehow. I might have to like climb the top of Rain Manor and just jump off and hope for the best.
Yep,
Is there
climb all the way there, and then like the fight's
something
over.
that I can grab and throw?
Make a perception check.
I'm just standing there. Just like, you're my weapon. And I'm like, ooh!
Oh, you monster. It was getting ready to 4.
You're too kind of amazed by what you're seeing with Harmony. To really like look around.
It makes you want to turn back to being straight, almost.
Well, okay. I never stated that Davey was gay. I said that.
No, it's been implied though.
Yeah, and implication and reality are 2 different things.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Anywho, back to it.
Davey, make a move.
Okay.
I
mean, I guess I could scream at her really, really loud
Oh my
and try to intimidate her with my intimidating presence.
Roll, do it.
Yeah. Well, basically, she has to be a wisdom throw of 15.
She got a that is a 22.
Oh, never mind.
Oh God.
I'm like, come down here, Lucy, and fight me like a man, or like a person. Ooh. Well, dang it.
You couldn't. That wouldn't even have worked because it's within 30 feet of you, and she's 24 feet out.
Never mind. Yeah, Davey's just yelling at birds at this point. I turned to House, and I'm like, House, do you have something that can like get me higher?
Yeah, but I think you mean something like this. And I guess I pull a card.
Oh no.
You pull a card. Okay, roll percentile.
Hopefully this actually
Davey
works
turns
really
into-
well and you go up high.
My God.
Davey turned into a bird.
49.
49. Because you drew it for Davey, this affects Davey.
Oh God, no!
You cannot speak, and when you do speak, pink bubbles come out of your mouth instead.
Oh my
God! Hey, Robin, get this one like marked or something.
That's why I was trying to be
How
smart.
long does this last?
Why don't you go to Matthew?
This will
But
last.
no, I'm gonna fight.
We'll say it'll last for the next 2 rounds.
You cut out.
Oh,
How
me?
long does it last?
Oh, the next
No,
two.
he was still deciding.
The next 2 rounds.
Oh, next round. Okay.
Well, then my only other action is I am so frustrated. I'm gonna run back into the manor and start climbing up so I can get on the roof somehow.
So we'll say
Get closer to them.
we'll say it'll be a floor around. So
Yeah,
because he can run 40 feet a turn.
Yeah.
And there's 7 stories that he'd have to run.
and I'm running full speed, so that makes it 80.
Yeah, like 10 foot each staircase. So like 70 feet he's got to climb. So he can get up there in like 2 or 3 rounds. Shouldn't be too bad.
all right, Harmony, your turn.
Well, Char is very upset.
So my question is, of course, I don't think it would matter, but so like Harmony has 2 attacks and Char only has 1 attack. So I was gonna use her cantrip of Firebolt.
Okay.
But then I was like, do I have 2 attacks or 1 attack? I'm okay with either.
So you'll go off of Harmony's number of attacks, but you could use the cantrip. You can only use 1 attack from Char, but you can have 2 attacks.
Okay, sorry, you cut out. So 1 attack from Char, but 2 attacks from Harmony?
Yeah. Why am I cutting out so bad?
I don't know. So if I use Firebolt, then that's the 1 action for
Yeah.
Char. Okay. Okay. So what I will do is I will fly closer to her and I'm going to shoot it at her.
Light her up.
Oh, well, that's a 7, so I don't know if that works.
Oh.
That was for the firebolt?
Yeah.
No, that does not hit her.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, well, unless I can do anything with Harmony, which I don't think I can because I don't have my weapons, I think that's my turn.
Okay. It is now Sir Bridge. All right.
Maybe I can't just get control of this new power. That's what it is, guys.
Yeah. Don't worry. What? We believe in you. All you can see is like pink bubbles slowly coming out of like each floor of Davy just screaming.
Okay, so he's going to cast lightning bolt at her.
Oh.
So she needs to make.
I strike you, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Okay, so she needs to make a dex save. Oh, wrong dice. Ha! Yeah, she got a nat 1.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So then, ooh, that boy's powerful. That's looking like 22 damage. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Damage. All right. And I think that he gets 2. So we'll cast that. And then he's gonna go for a fireball as well. Same thing. Yeah. She needs to make a what? 12 dex, which she does not succeed. And that is the same thing. $31.
Oh, jeez.
So from bridge alone, she's looking pretty bad.
Good job.
So then it's her turn. You good over there?
Yeah.
It's her turn.
She's dying.
And you said that she gets disadvantage? Is that what you said?
Yeah, on just whatever she's trying to do.
Oh, okay.
So like if she's trying to hit somebody, it just says roll disadvantage.
Gotcha. Okay, so she's gonna try to go after Harmony right now.
Of course she is.
And she's gonna go...
2 nat 20s. Whoop whoop.
That's going to okay. That is a. She only had one attack or two. Okay. Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so she misses. Then we go back up to the top of the house.
Is there a gun nearby?
Oh God.
Yeah,
No, there is not a gun nearby.
Dang, I have to get myself a gun. Because if I get a gun, then that means I can do sneak attack and add 5d6 damage to everything after I get the hit. So I didn't need to buy a gun. But instead,
I thought you had a gun.
I will. No, I haven't had a gun this whole time.
He picked a card one time. They gave him a Tommy gun, but they went away after he used it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I go ahead and pull a card.
Okay, roll for it.
Oh God!
Please give me a gun. 43. Like the 40s on this one.
He turns into a Pomeranian.
No. Oh, hold on. No, it is not a gun. However, you can fly. For the next couple of minutes in the game.
Why can't I get that?
Oh my God! I give you bubble mouth while you're running up the stairs. I'm gonna beat you up there, guy. Okay. Well then, I'd like to immediately go towards the fight, but in a way that where I'm not noticed.
Okay.
So pretty much like like I'm trying to hide, but like do a sneak attack pretty much on her.
Okay, roll for stealth.
Okay. I can't believe that I got the flight one. Oh, that is hilarious. I got a 21.
Okay. Yep. So you find a little alcove in the architecture of the house to kind of hide in.
You know, you could have grabbed me and brought me up to the roof.
I can fly for a few minutes, bud. I would like to take this and then do a sneak attack to grapple her.
Okay. Does she need to roll anything for that?
And I mean, it would just be a unarmed strike.
Okay.
Fine with it.
Grapple would be a strength check.
A strength check?
Strength for a grapple?
Would it be, no, actions in combat, attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, or grapple.
Oh, okay.
I got a 21.
Okay. That does hit. So you do grapple her, and you get her. Pretty much.
I'd like to get one of the gas cards that I have and just get it attach it to her face almost.
Okay.
And then of course back off because I don't want to get hit by a laser beam.
Roll. This is gonna sound weird, but go ahead and roll for sleight of hand. I know you're not trying to steal anything, but because you're grappling her at the same time, it's gonna be kind of hard to grab one of
You
those
speak
cards.
my language. 33 with a nat 20. I stick it in her nose.
Okay, and so you stick it in her nose. Well, what does the card do? You said it's a gas card.
It's just knockout gas, like
Okay.
Batman's generic run-of-the-mill knockout gas.
So it does. Let me see. Oh yeah. So it does work, and she ends up falling to the ground.
Oh my god.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, Davey gets under the roof, and he's like, I got the bubbles out of my mouth, I'm ready to jump. We're like, we're on the ground now.
So so she's on the ground, face down. She still has a few hit points left.
Pile of vomit.
Is that the end of your turn, House?
Yeah.
Okay, Davey, it's now yours.
You're
I
on
imagine
top
I
of
made
Wayne
it up to
Manor.
the roof.
What now?
I imagine I made it up to the roof.
Not yet. No.
Well, like how many feet is that I'm running? Because if I'm sprinting, I have a walking speed of 40, and if it's double, that means at full speed I'm running 80 feet per.
Yeah, but you have to think about each time someone attacks. It's only like 6 seconds at the most.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's 6 seconds, and also at the same time, you have to, whenever going up the flight of stairs, you have to go like diagonally instead of straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So that adds extra time onto it.
So you're probably about halfway.
So instead of, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
But I have no clue that they're already down.
No.
Yeah, I keep
going.
Keep running.
Okay.
Keep booking it. You'll make it there.
Harmony, it's
Don't
your
worry.
turn.
I'm gonna fly over to her.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab her throat.
Okay.
And I'm going to do shocking grasp for her.
Okay.
Oh.
God. Brings up phone. Batman, I'm scared. We knocked out the criminal, and she's tasing her and like holding her by the throat. I'm scared.
Oh man.
What?
It's a nat 1. So
So what was the attack?
it was shocking grasp. So I have to touch her to physically do the damage.
Okay. So it doesn't hit.
What?
However, because you're still learning how to do this power, is it one of Char's abilities?
Yep, it is.
Well, she would get advantage because Lucy's unconscious, right?
Oh, she is prone. So go ahead and reroll.
Oh, okay. Whew, we're not gonna roll that one. It's an 8. So it's
better.
not better.
It's better because you
Better than like shocking yourself.
Yeah. So unfortunately, like you're still learning your power, so you're not quite grasping. Like you have her, but it's not working the way you want it to.
Do I need to give myself damage?
No. If you would have kept the 1, then yes, you would have got taken damage, but no.
Oh, okay.
You have another attack, right?
No.
You could just choke her out.
As Char, I mean, I could, but it wouldn't matter. But as like Char, I already used that one attack. So
Okay.
unless you are allowing me to use Harmony too.
You could use... No, you misunderstood me. So you can use... You have 2 attacks. One of them can be used for Char. The other one has to be a Harmony attack.
Oh, well, see, I didn't know that. I just did a Char attack last time.
No, you have 2 attacks. But you can only use the Char power once on that turn.
Okay. So because I have advantage, I want to do... You know what I want
punch
to
in
do?
the face.
I want to axe kick her to the face.
Jesus.
That'd be an unarmed strike.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And that's with advantage for the prone, right?
Correct.
God. Looks up at Bridge. Bruh, your girl about to kill her.
So does a 21 hit?
21 does hit.
Okay, it's only 3 damage.
Oh.
But I axe kick her. So like I drop I drop her and I just axe kick her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's out forever.
All right. It is Bridget's turn. Oh, my bad. I did that wrong. All right. It is now Bridget's turn. And he sees that she's almost gone, so he's going to lighten up a little bit. And he's going to... you guys see this cool thing with his armor. You see it kind of like pick itself up on his arm, and you see these blades kind of come out, kind of like Baraka, out of his wrist. He's gonna roll.
Is he gonna try to murder her too? She's already down.
Literally, the guy who was asking where the gun is like, "Whoa, guys, maybe stop punching the unconscious little girl."
So he does hit, and
oh god,
I'm not even gonna roll for damage because she's down to 1 hit point anyways, and she is out. She's not dead, but she's completely out. When you see that, the darkness kind of like comes out of her and it swallows her, and Lucy is gone.
Oh.
So, you're out of initiative. What do you...
Before he gets up to the roof, I'd like to use the remaining moments of my flight to land on the roof in front of the door.
Okay. So Davey, as you walk out, you see your brother in front of you, and whatever.
I turn and look over at Davey, and I'm like, should have used the fire escape much faster.
What do you do? Can I talk now?
Yeah, the bubbles are gone.
Okay. It's like, what are you doing up here? Where's the fight?
Knocked her out, and then they really knocked her out. Like, punched a demon through her, knocked her out. So she gone.
I ran up these stairs for nothing, and I didn't even get a chance to fight.
Hey, I asked you earlier if you were getting your jogging in.
Oh man.
And Davey just kind of defeatedly just turns right back around and starts walking down the stairs. Like, oh
God. House is that? Are you on the building, or are you just kind of floating?
Well, I landed just to mess with him,
Okay.
and then I want to float back down to the float back down to the ground.
So as you're headed to like down about 3/4 of the way, the card stops working, and you end up falling the rest of the way.
Does he fall past a window that I'm near so I can see him fall?
Take 5 damage. You can see it from one of the windows. You see him floating down, and I'm sure like you're like calling him like a whole bunch of names, and you all of a sudden you just see him fall to the ground.
Okay, so when I see him like kind of fall,
yeah.
I kind of leap out the window to try to save him, so I can try to mitigate some of his damage.
Oh, you're higher up, so I mean you could, but that's gonna actually hurt you guys worse.
You're just gonna land on top of me.
Oh yeah. But I also don't think Davey would let his brother fall.
I mean, he's 3/4 of the way down. He'll be okay. But if you want to jump out the window, go ahead and go for it.
Just D&D, you can jump out of the window if you want. Jump out of the window. Jump out of the window.
If you do it, I want you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna leap out and try to grab him so I can like turn my body into the one that like make it where I land first.
Oh, okay. So
I'm just like already on the
actually
ground. Like,
change
how?
that to an acrobatics check.
Absolutely.
Has Char let go of me at this point?
No, not yet.
I want to make a
Good God.
suggestion. I just rolled a 4. So
Actually, you
Davey
rolled a
leaps out
2.
the window, and I want because you said that house only took like God.
What happened?
Because you said the house would have only taken like 5 damage.
Yeah.
So Davey leaps out the window, and maybe he trips on the way down, like out the window, and he just falls and misses house completely.
So here's what happens. You jump out all heroically, and like you have plans to go get your brother, and you end up grabbing him, but you end up sliding off with so much momentum that house as you're falling. As house you're falling, you see your brother with his back to the ground looking at you. like he's very confused on what just happened. And Davey ends up hitting the ground with his back first, whereas House hits face first. House still takes 5 points. Davey, because you had a higher fall.
Yeah.
Take 11.
Oh God, my mask. Oh.
I mean, you were told to take it off every once in a while, so.
I didn't think that my brother was gonna pile drive me into the earth.
Well, luckily he missed you, so he actually fell first, and then you fell afterwards. So.
I was gonna land casually on my back, maybe like spraining an ankle. Now I've got chiropractic.
That's a lot of damage that I just absorbed. But yeah, no, Davey kind of like is just sitting there like, ouch, that actually hurt. And I look over at House and like, what the hell are you doing just falling out of buildings and stuff? What do you think I am? You look
What the heck is wrong with you jumping out of buildings?
What was that? I didn't understand.
Oh, shut up.
And he just lays there defeated.
And Davey slowly starts like just pulling himself. Is Bridge and Harmony still around?
Yes, we're about to get to them real quick.
Okay, yeah.
So
Davey just kind of. Okay, go ahead.
So while Davey and House are going through that, Bridge and Harmony are also landing. Well, they've already landed, but
safely.
Harmony kind of jumps out of like the whole Char Harmony thing kind of goes away. Char kind of goes back into Harmony. Harmony, roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. Oh. One time I actually need it to do right. I got a 14. But I can do it with disadvantage if you need me to.
No. Well, actually, go ahead. Go ahead. Do a disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, it's still a 14.
Okay. So you're a little woozy afterwards. It's like a new feeling, and you kind of fall. Bridge catches you. And a cool thing that the two brothers notice is when Bridge is done, like his armor kind of like flies off of him, and like as like it kind of folds into like a bat shape and like flies back to the cave. So anytime you guys see Bridge suit up, like imagine it's like metal bat coming towards him and like breaking apart and like gathering onto his body.
That's literally like one of the coolest things ever.
I could probably catch that.
So he catches Harmony, and he says, "Are you okay?"
I kind of look at him. I'm like, "Thanks for catching me." And I just kind of like move him aside, and I just like I walk towards the house so I can like get some stuff out of my room.
Like the hole in the wall.
Yeah, totally, because that's a thing I do.
Draw a card, House, and see if we can fix it.
Oh no.
Nah, I think that's
So, rather than you walking, he picks you up instead, and he like carries you in there.
I won't fight it. I just kind of like lay against him.
Okay, and he takes you upstairs, and he takes you to your room, and he says, "Are you gonna be okay to go to sleep?"
And I look at him, I say, no, not really. I'm just coming up here to grab my phone. And I kind of look back, I'm like, can I sleep with you in your room? Or, yeah, I mean, if not, then I can totally use the couch in the living room too.
And he pulls you in, and he says, "I'll always protect you." And he walks with you to his room, and yeah. So, what would you like to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely, like, I check my phone when I get to his room. Is there anything on it or anything I should know?
You see a message from there, and it says, it is from a number you don't recognize. Not the one Cara called you from, a different one. And all it says is 911 in the message, and it was sent pretty much right after you started the fight with Crazy Pants.
Crazy Pants. I'm gonna go to my phone and go to the number that Kara called me from real quick, and I'm gonna call her. Hopefully she answers.
She does not.
All right, well, I leave a voicemail and I say, so there's been some development for tonight, so if you can, please get Max out of there as soon as possible. And I will deal with the consequences. And I like end the message. And so you said I got a 911 message?
Mm-hmm.
Would I recognize this number?
No.
Interesting. I truly just shut my phone off, and I kind of snuggle up next to Bridge, but I kind of start crying a little bit.
Okay. He just holds you. And
now more. What?
Oh no, I was gonna say, and you guys just kind of drift off.
Yeah, I was about to say I fall asleep that way.
Back to the brothers. What do you guys do?
We're brothers.
Yeah, as I'm watching them get up, I'm standing up and I'm like, what happened to Lucy? You said that they beat a demon out of her?
Yeah. They punched her really hard, and then a demonator.
You mean people got punched and I wasn't there?
Surprisingly, yeah. Honestly, I figured you could smell the punches.
Oh, you know, geez. Well, I guess we might check on Matthew and see what he's doing. I guess it's a false alarm on the whole needing the paralyzing antidote or whatever, your cards like leave a lot of room to design. What kind of card is making bubbles come out of my mouth? How useful is that?
Well, your mouth probably smells better. It prevents you from speaking. It probably tasted like bubbles.
It tasted like soap.
Well, perfect then. Actually, I have someone I need to talk to if you wouldn't mind. So go ahead and go back
Who
to
do you have to...
Robin. And
What do you mean you have
Matthew
someone to talk to?
I have someone I need to speak to. I have a life outside of this.
Do you? I've never seen it.
Wow. Just because I don't date a member on the team doesn't mean that I'm not out and about.
God.
Speaking as your older little... Speaking as your brother, the bigger brother, obviously, because in size, bigger. Just be careful.
You're 6'4", right?
Yes.
I'm 6'2", so it's like 2 inches.
But I'm also like 250 pounds of awesome. Anywho,
Just be careful. What is this? Don't talk to strangers PSA?
I'm just saying, I'm looking out for my brother. I'm being a protective and good member of.
I thought you said you were going to go talk to your boyfriend. Just FYI.
Well, yeah. Then my brother was saying something about wanting to speak to someone that I've never heard of.
Why
don't
let him
worry
go
about
do that?
We'll probably, if things go good, meet up with the rest of the team.
Oh yes. Well, you go do your mystery talking to people thing, and I'll go check on the others.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And then I go to the cave to check on what Matthew and the other ones are doing.
Okay.
Robin and.
So we'll get to that here in a second. But House, who were you wanting to contact?
I'd like to pull out the card. Yeah.
He's gonna contact his new girlfriend.
No. I'm going to contact the person who could possibly stop this dimension from exploding and who also just so happens to smell nice.
Oh, you... Yeah.
All right. So you're going to call her, correct?
Yeah, if it's like a phone number or something.
Yeah, it is. She does not answer, though.
I leave a message.
Okay.
And I go, hey, hi, it's the House. I don't remember if I said my name or not. You were in my room earlier today. It was really weird. So we had a bit of a run-in with a demon child. It body snatched and was like calling us traitors and stuff. Don't know if you know anything about that, but yeah, just whenever you're free, like to get this like magic show on the road. Yeah. So you just whenever you can. Hangs up.
You automatically get a text saying, "Sorry, I can't pick up the phone right now, but I'll give you a call back here in a second." And then, yeah, and it's from her number, so
a little bit of a fist bump. It looks around. All right, heads back inside the building.
Davey, you make your way down. As you make your way down, Matthew's making his way up, and he's like in a panic.
Matthew, what's going on? What's wrong?
Robin's exploded.
There's someone
Oh, I almost thought you actually said Robin's exploded.
No. He's like catching his breath. He says, "Davy, where's everybody else at?"
I think Harmony and Bridge went into the manor, and House was gonna talk to someone. What is everything okay?
He says, "No, there's someone in the cave." And when that happens, he hits an alarm button, which goes out through the whole manor, and it wakes Bridge and Harmony up. It wakes. It doesn't wake, but House, you hear this too.
Who's in the cave? Where's
Someone's in
Robin
the
and
cave with Robin.
Batgirl?
Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie. And he said, "You just have to see." And he takes you down to the cave, and
okay.
In there you see the first thing that you see is a green and purple like motorcycle that looks like it's been hand painted. And you see Tim and Stephanie over by the back computer, but they're not sure what to do. And there's somebody in the chair. Have the rest of you made it down there yet?
I'm pretty sure me and Bridge have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this like purple and green cycle look familiar?
No.
Okay.
As everybody else gets down there, the person in the chair turns around, and you see a very young Joker / Eldra in the chair, and he says, "Well, hello." He says, "Hello, friends. It's good to see you again." And he just got this like big old grin on his face.
Hey.
I kind of step up first, and I'm like, Eldra?
He says, yes, except I go by Edward now."
Edward.
He says, "Look, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I promise. You are my friends. And for some reason, when I helped you, I was brought here as well. Younger. There's a darkness here. Lord Soth is still in this world. And what I will tell you."
Would he say?
What?
Oh, go ahead.
The gods of the other world have closed off any way of getting back. The multiverse is closed. So you all are stuck here. He's stuck here. I'm stuck here.
So what does that
Would
mean?
he, by any chance?
I'm listening. Serena?
Oh, I was figuring you were going to answer Jeremy's question.
What that means is he's a problem for this world and this world only at this point. They're safe there, but we're not safe here.
I guess
Can
that's
Lord-
something.
I kind of like ask Eldra, so can Lord Soth, can he like create demons inside of people or darkness inside of people and have them eat them, I guess?
He kind of laughs. I don't believe so, but weirder things have happened. And Tim looks at you guys. He's like, "Harmony, you know the Joker?"
I said, that's not, Uncle Tim, that's not the Joker. Or our Joker. This is Eldra. This is my friend. This is our friend who helped us when we were stuck.
And Edward looks over at Tim. He said, "I do apologize that I did not introduce myself. Edward. You can call me Edward. We have a lot of work to do. However, what I will say is We need to get your friends out of that gang.
Yeah, that's probably sounded pretty okay.
That
Pretty good idea.
that man
I
devil.
have a
That man devil is not who you think he is. Trust me.
friend. Uh, her name is Kara, and apparently she's been in talk with our friend Max. And so I left her a message to get them out, and I trust her to do that. So I wouldn't say we go to there if we can help it. But it is really, really good to see you.
As it is you. As it is all of you. Well,
yeah.
Before Brucey gets back, I should probably get going. Not gonna lie, I had to steal that bike. It was a pink color, so I painted it myself. But I will pay the man back when I get the money. I promise. And he takes off, and he says, "I'll be in touch. Don't worry." And he takes off.
And I say, be safe.
And that, my friends, is where we end tonight's session.
I mean, we could go a little longer. A little.
You want to go a little longer?
A little bit.
Does anyone have to work tomorrow morning?
I don't.
Oh, heck no. Dude, our store doesn't even open till 12 tomorrow because of the snow.
Okay, well, I don't go to work till 12 tomorrow either, so. Well, we can keep going. So.
Yeah, let's do it.
So what do you guys do?
I'm gonna
I'm like, I turn to everyone, I'm like, well, things just keep getting weirder. Like, what do you think we should do? And I look to Harmony since Max is not there, so in Davy's eyes, Harmony's the leader. I was like, Harmony, what do you think? You are closer to him, obviously, than us. What do you think we should do?
Well, trust him, because he's a friend. But
yeah,
I'd recommend getting sleep. Because we're going to need it. So I would get sleep, but I have to ask Tim a couple of questions.
I agree. And then Davey goes to leave, but then he turns around and he tells Harmony, or he says to Harmony that it's like, hey, also, I'm glad you are yourself and not some ugly troll that was trying to steal your whatever she was trying to do. I'm glad you're yourself again.
Thanks.
Small orphaned child. Yeah. Ugly troll. I mean, I guess those are synonyms.
Well, she wasn't like. How old was Lucy?
She's your age. She's in between
Yeah,
Harmony.
She wasn't a child.
Yeah, she wasn't.
I mean, I guess she was no more a child than we were a child. And then I'm like, yeah, and also whatever was happening to you while we were fighting. I'm sorry, I missed everything. That looked pretty badass. So yeah, I'm glad you guys took care of that. And I kind of motioned to Matthew to see if he's, I check on Matthew because he seemed upset about the Joker thing. And then I leave and head upstairs.
Okay. Matthew also heads upstairs. He's kind of wiped. Yeah. Okay. What questions do you have for Tim?
So first off, I'm like, I pull out my phone. I'm pretty sure I've got like red puffy eyes, but I pull out my phone and I'm like, Uncle Tim, who is this? And I show him the 911 message.
And he says, I don't know, let's see. And he takes your phone and he plugs it into the back computer. And it does a bit of scanning. And it comes up with a few different options. It gives a list of people. One of them is a dead man who died about 50 years ago.
So not off the table. Yep.
Another one is pinpointing to somewhere around the GCPD, the old one area, the old GCPD area, but there is no identity with that number. And the last one is a fairly new person, and it comes up as a person named just as Edward. So it could either be someone from the Black Mask Gang, it could be Edward, or it could be someone posing as this old man.
That settles that.
Okay.
You didn't happen to get my message, did you?
What message?
Then that tells me right there. So, yeah. And when Jason comes home, smack him in the face with a crowbar.
Oof.
And I just kind of like, do I notice Stephanie right there?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you. Welcome to the Bat family. They're effed up, so stay away. And I just kind of like turn around and just slowly start going to my room.
Okay. Bridge looks at Tim and he says, yeah, Jason really effed up. And Tim's like, I know. We all know about this. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go after Harmony. And he leaves. So it just leaves you, House.
Oh, wait. I want to ask him one more thing.
Okay.
That's it. And I'm like, Tim, can you look up a Lucy?
Sure. He looks her up. He ends up finding a girl named Lucy Delvia. She is 17 years old. She was born in Star City, but was moved around to different foster homes in Gotham. She ran away, and there are several medical reports of sexual assault on her, but every single time that she'd be admitted, she'd always run away from the hospital. She does have schizophrenia on her file, and also she's also been borderline schizophrenia and borderline DID, but they could never pinpoint what it was.
Does it also say who her parents are?
Yes. It does say that her mother was someone that they could never find out. Even in her DNA, they couldn't.
Her mother was who?
They couldn't find out who it was. Like, her DNA, they ran several tests on the DNA. They could never match it with anyone. But her father was the Joker from your time. And her DNA almost 100% matches his. Like down to her fingerprints are the same.
I say, Tim, when you can, I would definitely call my mom, and dad, and I would boost security around the manor and around the cave. She knows who we are, by the way, and she knows all of you. She knows what you can do. She knows what I can do. So I'm gonna go to bed. And like I said, when you see Uncle Jay, give him a crowbar from me. And I leave.
Okay. And then Bridge follows. That leaves you, Mr. House.
I want to go up to Tim and be like, so, after that emotional roller coaster, having a series of events, I just got one request from you. Nothing too, thought-provoking. I figured out what 49 and 43 does on my cards. I was wondering if we could use that machine to mark them.
Yeah. Sure.
Perfect.
And he marks them, and so now you know
The ability to fly and use bubble mouth. That's gonna go in handy. I can already see it.
He says if you're willing, we can. If you want to give them up for a night, we can probably scan them all in and see what they all do.
I think that would be fun.
So you hand your deck over to him, and he imports it. And he says it'll take all night, just so you know.
Oh, it's not like anything bad's gonna happen. Looks at camera.
All right.
God.
So, what do you do from there? Do you go to sleep or what?
I look over at Stephanie and go, the goldfish crackers that are in the pantry upstairs, don't touch them. And then I go upstairs.
Tim looks at her. He's like, he's kidding. He's kidding. I think, you know what? Don't touch him. I don't know what he'll do.
Yeah, the best part about that was a threat and also a warning. It's just like, don't touch them because maybe I just want to eat them and they're mine, or they're poison.
Oh my god! All right. So everybody, get yourself a long rest.
Hooray! Long rest.
Which I don't think I need. None of my people need it.
I didn't use any spells or anything, so I just put my health back.
All right. So throughout the night, all of you start having dreams, nightmares. And they're all the same thing, but they're all from your own point of views. You have a dream that there is a war coming with that Black Mask gang, and that this devil guy is actually a demon in disguise. And in this war, Max and Tarlin have both fallen to the control of him and is on their side. They've killed Kara in this dream, and they've also killed a good majority of the Bat family, and the only ones remaining are Bruce and Dick. Those are the only two who have made it. You guys are fighting for your lives, and villains that you faced come back as well. So they've somehow harnessed the Neorites. They've somehow harnessed the super dark energy of VA, and they've even got their own warped version of Superman on their side. House craps his pants in his
immediately quits. Doesn't want to do this anymore. I'm a bad guy now, guys. Sorry.
You see Lucy in this dream, and how she looks like a demon goddess, with like horns coming out of her head, green eyes, in a sense think like Maleficent, and it's overwhelming, and you guys are slowly losing, and from your point of views, you are knocked down. Your feet are basically, your legs are cut off, and you're falling to the ground, and you're just covered by all these people in Black Mask. And you, as you're about to die in the dream, you all wake up in a panic. And when you wake up, it's the next morning. And in each of your rooms, someone is waiting for you. So, Bridge and Harmony slept in the same room. Dick and Harley are waiting for her. Actually, Dick is waiting for her, for them. Harley's waiting for Matthew, and I don't know if Matthew and Davey slept in the same room or not. That's going to be your call, Jeremy. Did you sleep with him, or did you go to your own room?
Because it said that each of us would have someone waiting for us. But if we shared the room, then would we have two people?
No.
Like
no.
Okay.
So I would say you probably went to your own room that night.
Yeah, I went.
So
'Cause I'm kind of about what.
So he wakes up and he's got Harley waiting for him. You wake up and Cyborg is waiting for you to talk to you. House, when you wake up, Zatanna's waiting for you. But
I was about to say, I swear to God, if it's Tarlin standing there, I just like fly again. I'm like, be gone!
No, she's waiting for you, but Bruce is also in your room as well. And they all start. They all start talking to you. They're not in the bed with you.
No. Well, I mean, at any point, waking up and then having two human beings standing in your room is like, I swear I didn't pull.
Zatanna, this is pretty nice. And you look over to the left. Bruce is just sitting
If
there
anything exploded in the Batcave, that wasn't me. Tim was pulling the cards. All right.
So they all kind of tell you the same thing, and they tell you to calm down. So for Bridge and Harmony, Dick says, "I'm not mad." He said, "I figured this was gonna happen eventually, but we need to talk." And they all start talking to you and basically telling you that the Black Mask facility was infiltrated, and they've lost contact with Kara, Max, and Tarlin. And they knew about it. Part of it was Bruce's idea, but the way it went down was not supposed to go the way it did. They tell you that Lucy is a child who escaped Arkham, and she's one of the few children who are in Arkham because she has special abilities that I'm sure you've witnessed. She made a blood pact with a demon, and we believe that demon is who's leading the Black Mask gang. And she knows a lot about you because she's the daughter of the Joker. We don't know who her mother is. In fact, she may not even have a mother at all. She could be a clone. We don't know. But you didn't kill her. She's still out there. And with that being said, we're disbanding Phoenix Shield for your safety.
Huh? What do you mean?
And Cyborg says, we made this team for a new team of heroes to take over when the league was done, when the league couldn't be anymore. But we ended up putting our kids in harm's way. And he looks at you, Davey, and he says, you and Oswald mean everything to me. Even though he's from a different time, he's still my son in some way. He says, I can't lose him again, and I can't lose you.
I mean, but it's our choice to be heroes. And plus, with my powers, like, I literally, I'll be fine. I can shrug off almost anything.
And roll a perception check. Everybody roll a perception check.
I wanted to say something to my father, too.
Okay. Go ahead while I'm getting those numbers.
13.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll give you my perception.
Okay.
I got a 23 for perception.
No.
House?
I'm sorry, I got disconnected.
Oh, what was the last thing you heard?
Cyborg talking about how we had to disband the thing to Davey.
Okay. That's basically what happened. I need you to roll a perception check, though.
Six.
Oh!
Okay. So, we'll get to that here in a second. So go ahead and ask your dad the question, Serena.
I look at him after I've kind of calmed down. And I'm kind of mad. I'm saying, so you guys all left us in the hands of Jason, where unbeknownst to all of you, there was a child of Joker, and now you're going to disband it for our safety? Shouldn't you guys have thought of that before you allowed this to happen?
I think you misunderstood me. They did know that. That was part of the reason why you went in there. It had nothing to do with Rupert Thorne.
Oh, so let me rephrase my question. My bad. But I'm still mad.
Okay.
So I look at him and I tell him, so you put us in harm's way for a mission that, damn it all, we have no fucking idea what we're doing, and then now you guys want to pull us out because it's now dangerous. Dad, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm very upset about this.
He's just quiet. He says it's not my call, Harmony. So with the perception checks, Davey, you notice there's an ankle bracelet on you. That's basically absorbing all of your kinetic energy.
Oof.
So you cannot use it at all. And it's stunting your strength too.
And I'm like, what is this?
And Cyborg tells you it's a restraint. It's basically a restraint. It's to make sure you don't use your power.
And why would you not want me to use my power?
And he says, I don't know how much more I can tell you. Like, your friends are missing. I don't know if Tarlin was a friend or not, but Max was. Your friends are missing now. That wasn't part of our plan. The plan was for you guys to go in there, confront whatever was happening, get in those good graces, and then it went south.
Yeah, it went south, but we handled it. Eventually, we found out that this Lucy person, who I didn't trust from the very beginning, was trying to. Well, she was very obsessed with Harmony. Very too close for my call. But she was trying to infiltrate her. They did like some body swap thing because she wanted to convince us that she was Harmony, to get us to attack her, but actually be attacking Harmony. And then Harmony and Bridge, Harmony turned into some awesome purple fire flame thing, and just, I guess they beat her. So you coming in here and saying you don't want us to do anything because of our own safety, but you literally just made it where now I'm unsafe. Because without my powers, I can now be hurt. Like, what if something attacks the manor again? And I can't help.
That's the thing, Davey. You're not staying here at the manor.
What do you mean?
You and House are coming to the Watchtower with me. Permanently.
What? Why?
Pretty sure that's kidnapping.
Not if it's your adopted father.
Yeah.
I'm 21 years old. I'm a grown man.
What about those perception checks?
Permanently? Like, what about... Has Davey told Cyborg about him and Matthew?
No.
Oh. Well,
we're gonna find out now.
Yeah. What about the team? I have friends.
You can see them from afar.
What about Matthew?
Like a satellite.
What about what?
What about Matthew?
What about Matthew? He'll stay. He'll go wherever Harley and Dick tell him to go.
I mean, we're together. We're a couple. Yeah. I guess not the best time to find that out. Sorry, Dad.
Look,
but
we'll handle that later. But for right now, I want you to pack up your things.
Do I have a chance to say goodbye or explain or?
Sure. And he'll know.
It's really bad.
This what?
I said this really sucks.
No.
This sucks, Dad. I don't want to go to fat camp.
He says, I know it does. And you'll understand someday.
Yeah. I guess I will. Maybe. And I kind of just walk out of the room so I can go find Matthew.
Okay. We will jump over to Serena and Bridge, or Harmony and Bridge. Harmony, your perception check is a similar thing. You have a basically another ankle bracelet, which is stopping you from connecting to the void. And Bridge also has one as well from using his powers and connect to his void and his drawing his suit to him.
So I look at my dad. So, your version of safety is house arrest? Oh, that's fantastic, Dad. That's something else you can add to the list.
Harmony, I told you this is not my idea.
Then whose idea is it? Because obviously, if you're my dad, then you also have say. So, so I'm just gonna be stuck here in the manor. That's fantastic. Be like an open frickin' target. Great.
As that happens, the door slams open, and it's Alfred. And he says, Harmony Grayson, how dare you talk to your father that way?
Oh.
Cool. Bringing in the butler.
He says it
Was
was
that
my
sound
idea.
like a slap?
It was my idea. I have watched all of you grow up. And when I found out that Max had been taken, it killed me. Yes, they screwed up. Or fucked up the way you guys say it. So I told Bruce that we're going back home and we are ending this stupid game. I am not losing another one of my children. So if you want to blame someone, blame me.
Then why did you leave us all unprotected? You all left us here by ourselves. And Jason went to go get a booty call because I guess that's his thing. You guys left
he
us
didn't.
here.
He left to go find Max. Because when you left, that's when they left. He was watching you the whole time. Why do you think Tim was here? There is so much more going on than what any of you realize.
Then why couldn't you tell any of us that? It would have been nice to not be in the dark, Alfred. And what about my friends? Are we all just gonna stay here? Is that what the plan is?
And Dick says no. Davy and House are going up to the watchtower. You and Matthew are coming to Bloodhaven with me and your mother. And
Bridge? And where does he go?
That's up to
Hello?
Bruce. I'm here.
Okay.
That's up to Bruce. He hasn't decided yet.
So safety is taking you away from family, from friends. That's not something you guys have taught me, so this doesn't make any sense. We're stronger together. I can find Max. I can do that. I've done it before with my void. You just have to let me do that.
Harmony, I want to show you something. And he pulls up a tablet. He says, we got this last night. And it is a video of the Black Mask Gang. Basically, in a sense, like violently hazing both Max and Tarlin. To the point where like they're whipping him with like almost kind of like chains, belts with glass in them, like just beating them.
Cattails.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And they bring Max up to the camera. And they say, if you don't hurry up with the head, we're going to take his head off. And he turns it off. He says, Harmony, they're not playing.
But they don't, that's not what they mean. That's not what Lucy told me. Lucy told me that they just need the bat.
cow, I know. But you think that you're going to take the cow to them and they're not going to do that to you? We messed up. We thought this was just some gang. And we looked into it more. I also know about Supergirl too. I haven't told Bruce. I haven't told anybody. I know that she's looking out for them, but she can't do anything.
And what about Superman or Wonder Woman?
They've got their own problems. I need you to trust me, Harmony.
Trust you? That's gonna be really hard. I'm not gonna lie. You guys put us in danger and didn't tell us anything, and you're asking me to trust you? That's gonna take some time.
I understand.
Then how are we gonna have contact with our friends?
Cyborg's working on that.
And our ankle bracelets, do they have like a certain amount of radius that we can't go?
It's not like that. It's more just a way to make sure you don't use your powers.
Fine. What do you need from me?
I need you to pack and get ready. And he gets up and he begins to walk out, and Alfred leaves first. And Dick turns around and he says, sometimes We all could use a little magic. And then walks away.
Wow.
So then we jump over to Mr. House, who is hearing a version of all of this. Bruce basically holding your deck of cards and saying, you are 21 years old. However, you still think the way they do. And you need to probably take a break from all of this. Latana here told me that she had been talking to you about possibly working with some magic, and I think it'd be really good for you. So I've talked to Cyborg, and he's going to let you train with her before you head up to the Watchtower.
Oh, he gets to hang out with his girlfriend. And have time.
Gosh dang it. Kind of ruined the moment. I was going to be all serious.
Sorry.
Oh, so when we get to the Watchtower, we'll, of course, find find Max Tarlin and also Lord Sock.
He says you won't. We will.
And let me just get this straight. Your plan is to kill him.
Our plan is to do what we need to do.
Because as long as I've been around you, I don't think you've been able to kill someone. I could be wrong. But if this Lord Soft fellow is truly banished from his own dimension and seeks to take over ours, a more permanent solution might be required.
Don't worry about it.
But
and I wouldn't go by house anymore. Okay, Oswald? And he gets up.
Ooh, what?
And he walks out of the room. And Zatanna stands there. And she waits for him to get out of earshot. And she says, okay. Enough's enough. I think all the fogies are gone at this point. And you see her like do some sort of magic. And the rest of you in your other rooms, your ankle bracelets come off.
Wow, 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 wow. Breaking all the rules.
You notice that she did a sleight of hand and she actually has your deck of cards. And she gives them to you.
Hey.
And she tells you that as much as they're trying to help you, they're going to endanger the goal. So you and your team need to come with me. We will find your teammates and we will end this, with or without the Bat family.
I'm in 100% agreement with you. I don't feel like half of the Bat family can get themselves out of a paper bag sometimes. But I do know they're very adamant about finding us. So how are we going to skirt that?
Give me your arm.
Okay.
This is gonna hurt a little bit. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
It's a -1. It's bleeding profusely. Ah! You hit my femoral artery in my arm somehow. How did you even manage that?
What'd you get?
19.
Okay. So you don't really feel anything, but she grabs your arm, and like you do feel a small shock from inside. She said there's a tracker in all of you. This way they can't find you.
Yeah, that was put there without my consent. Well,
She said, let's go get your friends, and we will, let's get out of here. We have someone waiting for us.
Alrighty, and one last thing.
What?
This is kind of just more out of character. Did the cards ever get, or was Tim just lying to me?
No, they did.
Okay.
So,
because I was like,
I will
Tim.
get you that list here soon. But no, Tim wasn't lying at all. So you guys head to the next room, which is Davy's room. So Davy, you see House and Zatanna walk in there, and
I didn't go to Matthew's room.
no,
I left Cyborg in my room to go to.
Oh,
find
okay.
Matthew.
So Cyborg left your room. Instead, what's gonna happen is, as you're about to go to Matthew's room, you're stopped by House.
Oh, okay.
And Zatanna. You notice though, before that happens, that the ankle brace comes off of your leg. And she says, "Davy, give me your arm." And she grabs it, and you also feel a slight shock. Is actually roll a Constitution. I want to make sure, because you might actually feel like crap.
29.
Yeah, same thing.
No, you did not feel.
You feel nothing. But she ends up, destroying the tracker inside of you. She says, "We need."
Real quick, I notice her and I look over to House. I'm like, "Is this your mystery person you were talking to?"
Not now, Davy.
Got no clue what you're talking about. Let's round up the rest of them. Let's go.
Well, either way, good on you, mate. And that's.
She says, "We have to get out of here now, so let's get the rest of your team."
Oh, yes.
So the next room over is Matthew's, and he also was like, "What is going on? This thing is off of me now."
Batman's just sitting in the basement, like, "Hey, Tim, why are all the trackers exploding?" He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "Yeah, they're all just exploding. Are they okay?"
I pull Matthew and I'm like, "We gotta go." Like apparently this tracker.
Give the woman your arm so she can remove a tracker from your arm.
Okay.
Yes. What House is saying.
So she does it. Let me roll for Matthew. I bet he's gonna get low. He always gets low. Oh, he got a net 20. Never mind.
Oh, nice.
So he doesn't feel anything either. And so that's good. And then the next room over is actually Harmony's room, but Harmony's not in there, so we go to Bridget's room. And everybody walks in. Harmony, you see them. What do you do?
What are you guys doing? And who
we-
are you?
we-
Never mind.
We gotta go.
I don't want to know.
Apparently, this person's helping us. Give her your arm so she can shock you.
Before
what Davey-
she grabs my arm, I look at House. House, is this cool?
This is Zatanna. Zatanna, this is Harmony.
House, like, this is the
She
coolest thing
believes
I've ever seen.
that we are more capable of finding our friends than not, and she'd like to help us. But we do have trackers in our arms that they can find us with.
I mean, that's fair. Is she the reason why my ankle bracelet's off? And probably y'all's too?
Yep.
All right. Well, Zatanna, do your thing, please.
Roll a con.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Bridge is good.
I got a 6.
Oh, God!
Oh, hi, Bridge, by the way. Didn't see you.
So, she also do it to you, and it does hurt quite a bit, but she does destroy the tracker. It does leave a little bit of scarring on your arm. So she says, "I have a few people waiting for us in a location. We need to leave now. But don't worry, I'll get us out of here the way I got in." And everybody roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
I will roll it for the 2 bat boys that I have.
Oh, a 6.
What? No. That was a 14. That's not right. I got a 6. Or a 5, I mean.
Okay.
I got a 16.
So
it was halfway on a 14 and a 4.
So it's the reverse. So all the boys get negative, and Harmony feels fine because she's used to this crap. So Jeremy, Wyatt, and then Bridge and Matthew all feel sick during this. Harmony, you feel fine, but you guys she teleports you through magic, and when you land, you guys automatically throw up.
Wow. Weak stomachs, guys. Weak stomachs.
I have to turn off the mask for this, or else it'll get in the mask.
When you do that, she sees what you look like underneath the mask, and she says, "I don't see what's wrong. I don't see why you cover your face."
As I'm wiping my mouth, I'm like, you don't see the fact of not having a lower face?
No, I think it adds character.
Okay. Thank you, but I think we need to keep moving.
She's like, "Oh my god," and she you guys notice that you are now in a new area, and you are in this very high tech, almost like underground bunker. Not a cave, but it's underground bunker. And you see a few familiar faces standing at this console. You see Tim and Stephanie. You see Deadshot, which you guys have not seen in a long time. And who turns around in the chair is none other than Edward. And Zatanna says, "Welcome to the Revenant. We are going to be the ones to bring down Lord Soth."
The Lustus Jeeg. We're the opposite of the Justice League.
So, that being said, we will end there.
Okay.
For tonight.
Whew.
God, that's a bunch of roller coaster stuff.
And Jordan missed all of it.
Well.
Yeah, Jordan missed a whole bunch.
He was getting hit with an ironic weapon. The cat of 9 tails is getting hit by the cat.
Oh, that's funny.
Cat of 7 tails.
God.
Man.
My God.
I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but I'm getting paid like $18 an hour, so I can't complain.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Wow.
I get paid an exposure at Taco Bell.
You get paid an exposure?
God.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here.
But yeah, that was